WBZ-FM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Station. This is Boston Bruins hockey, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local New England Honda dealers. The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, McGovern Auto Group, Timberline Construction, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From TD Garden in Boston, it's Bruins hockey, as tonight the Bruins look for their second win in a row, but they will take on the team with the best road record in the National Hockey League, the Minnesota Wild. Great to have you with us alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Tonight's storylines brought to you by your Boston area Chevrolet dealers. Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealers. Find exciting offers, too, on the powerful Silverado and feature-packed all-new Equinox. Well, on Saturday afternoon, David Pastrnak netted a hat trick, added an assist, and a 6-3 win over the Rangers. Bruins bouncing back after having been blown out in back-to-back games last week. Now, after a couple of days off, Joe Sacco's team looking to carry that momentum forward against Minnesota tonight.
That's the question, right? For our guys, it's can we build off of what we did last game, continue to move forward in the right direction? I think with us, with our group, the thing that we focus on is what we did well last game and how we can build off of that. And there was things in the game that we really liked, and those are the things that we want to build on. I think there was certain areas, you know, our power play was better last game. I thought our game management was good for the most part. You know, we take it too many men, but overall, I liked our line changes. I thought we were disciplined as far as how we played within our structure. So all those little details within the course of a game, I think that we can take and build on, which will help us be more consistent.
Oh, they were dialed in that game, right? The Rangers and the Bruins battling for a playoff spot with a number of other teams, but the Rangers trying to dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves in, you know, earlier in the year when they went, you know, they just had a terrible record there through, 20 games or whatever it was. So it was a playoff type intensity, right? That JT Miller, first game for the New York Rangers, huge trade coming over from the Vancouver Canucks. You know, it was a game that you really enjoyed watching. You know, there's certain games, let's face it, that you kind of watch and you're like, wow, you know, this is a scheduled, you know, bad game, right? There's no other way to put it. But no, it had a good playoff atmosphere to it. Original six, afternoon game. Both teams were ready to play. Fortunately, the Bruins, you know, were a little bit better in that game and got the result that they wanted. But it didn't come easily. You know, you had to put in the work. You had to put in the details. You had to put in the, you know, the effort necessary, the sense of urgency that they've been demanding here for a little while. And after getting beat up by a lot of people, and rightfully so, deservedly so, after the two games that they had where they, you know, especially against Buffalo and then the, you know, the collapse against Winnipeg, they needed a bounce back. They got it. Now can they build on it? That's the new question, right? You got to build on it here today. Then you got a back-to-back. You got the Rangers sitting there waiting for you. They haven't played since Sunday. They're going to be waiting for you tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. So a tough two-game stretch here for the Bruins against one of the best road team in the NHL and one of the top teams in the Western Conference in Minnesota. And also the New York Rangers, who are, you know, after losing to the Bruins, they went home to MSG and they beat Vegas on home ice. So that's going to be a tough game tomorrow night as well.
Well, the Bruins should get a little bit of a shot in the arm energy-wise tonight. Mark Kastelik back in the lineup after missing the last 6 games and 8 of the last 10 with injuries. Said he's not going to shy away from contact tonight.
I think it's just full speed. I feel like I only know how to play one way, and I mean, I can't be cautious out there. I mean, I'm ready to go, and I'm excited, and I feel the best I've felt almost since camp. So as far as energy-wise and feeling fresh, so I'm really just planning to just go out there and go balls to the wall.
That's all. That's the only way he knows how to play. I mean, you know, I would have loved to have seen him and, you know, McAvoy in that game against the Buffalo Sabres. Maybe something would have been a little bit different to kind of pull everybody else into it and get that sense of urgency that you need. He plays with that energy. He plays with that physicality. Not afraid to drop the gloves ever, and it's just the way he's wired. So at least since he's been here in Boston, that's what we've seen from him. Good teammate, quiet guy, low maintenance, and just goes and does his job. And guys really like him as a teammate and like what he brings to the table. So good to have him back in the lineup for a number of reasons.
With him back in the lineup, Cole Koepke will be a scratch tonight, and Vinny Lettieri was sent down to Providence today to make room for Kastelik on the roster. Well, including tonight, Bruins have 3 games left before the 2-week break in the schedule for the Four Nations tournament. Brad Marchand said that means they can't leave anything in the tank over these next 3 games.
You definitely have that opportunity. We're playing some very important games and some really good teams too. So they're games you really get excited for. When you're able to break it down to smaller segments, you can definitely treat it that way. And we're gonna have to do that the rest of the year. So it's a good opportunity to do it again tonight against a really good team. They didn't have a great game last game, so they're gonna come out and want to respond. That's what good teams do. So we have to be prepared.
Yeah, after the 2 losses, I think the Bruins kind of hit the reset button a little bit and said, look, we've got 4 games left until the break. You never want to get too far ahead of yourself. You never want to be thinking, about the break, number one, but also 4 games. You want to take 1 game at a time, and it's cliche. I understand that, but they put them both in the same package where we need playoff intensity for these next 4 games leading into the break. It started with the Rangers the other day, so 3 more to go. And if you don't have that intensity against good teams, and you're playing good teams, Minnesota, one of the best teams in the West, Vegas, one of the best teams in the West, and the Rangers, who, despite the Bruins winning the other day, they're a team that's very capable. And I think that you try to concentrate on the 1 game at a time thing, but at the same time, you also know that there's a little light at the end of the tunnel. Look, we got a nice break coming up, but if we go out on a sour note, that's going to change everything. I think, coming back in a couple of weeks after that break, you want to go in on a good note, winning most of these games, if not all of them, to feel really good about yourself when he comes out.
In that win on Saturday, the Bruins, just the 3rd time this year they scored multiple power play goals. They've got 4 power play goals in the last 3 games, and Joe Sacco talked about their recent approach.
We still don't want Pasta to lose the shot, right? We want him to be shot focused, but other teams do a good job of taking that elbow away against him. If you're pre-scouting the power play, you're going to try to take away the most dangerous guy, which usually is him. So it does open up other opportunities for other guys to be able to execute some plays. But no, certainly, like on the goal there last game, the one that Pav scored, he gets their pressure gets extended up top, and David makes a good read. He's able to get it by their 3-point pressure up top, and we have a quick 2-on-1 down low. So that's where he can see that ice in the offensive side of the game very well and make those plays.
They were in the offensive zone for an extended amount of time, and it spreads the defense out. It gets them a little tired. It spreads them out. This is the 5-on-4 goal in the second period. And now when you can spread them out and you can win battles, getting to pucks quicker, win races to pucks, that's when everything opened up. And then you've got that 3-on-2 down low that the Bruins wasn't perfectly executed, but, good effort, right plays, right reads, and Zacha ends up getting the goal. I thought the first goal that they got, which was, for all intents and purposes, a 5-on-3. It came right after Vakanainen stepped out of the penalty box, but they did what they needed to early in the game to get, you don't want to come away empty-handed.
Right.
That's not we just want to keep momentum. No, that's we need to score early in the game to get this lead and to feel good about our power play.
Coming up here on the Bruins pregame show, we will go around the NHL, including Vegas struggling to hold leads.
Our starts have been better, and that's what everyone was on us. And we finished well, and now our starts are good, and we're not finishing well. So that's just the ups and downs, I think, of a long season.
We'll hear more from Joe Sacco about tonight's matchup.
Because of their road record and the way they start games, we have to be ready. We can't be surprised by their willingness early on to play and to play hard.
And up next, we'll talk about the Minnesota Wild.
Left side, Batherson scores. Might be time to wave the white flag.
That's all on the way on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, cool,
or attending one live,
no!
You can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Mom, what happens at the end of Goldilocks?
Well, the bears were too nice to kick Goldilocks out, but they wanted her to find her own place. So they told her about Redfin.
But I thought...
Redfin updates its listings every 2 minutes and gives personalized recommendations. So Goldilocks found something that was just right for her.
And lived happily ever after?
Yep, in a cute house by the beach, with no bears.
Download the Redfin app to get started. Equal Housing Opportunity, CADRE, number 01521930.
Hi, this is Trent Frederick, and I'm excited to team up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families this year. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will be enabling a donation of $100 every time we feed the puck for a goal to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger, up to $50,000. To learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.9% APR on a 2025 Accord or HRV. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
The final seconds winding down. Devin Shore off the rush, a shot block to the corner, and the Minnesota Wild suffer a 6-0 shutout here in Ottawa. Their worst road defeat of the season.
Back here at TD Garden as the Bruins and Minnesota Wild get ready to meet for the first time this season. The Wild got off to an amazing start this year. They only lost in regulation 4 times in their first 26 games, but since then, been a little bit of a bumpier road dealing with injuries to key players like Kirill Kaprizov, who's expected to miss somewhere around another month after surgery. Jared Spurgeon, Matt Zuccarello, Jonas Brodin have all missed significant time this season as well. But they were on a 3-game winning streak before a 6-0 loss in Ottawa on Saturday, and Coach John Hines not particularly talkative afterwards.
It was obvious early on. Ottawa had their A game, and your guys clearly did not.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you digest it and just maybe flush it and move forward?
Yeah, we'll just take some time on it, and we got a day tomorrow, and then we got another one on Tuesday, so we'll go from there.
It was before the 5-minute power play, then, is what you're saying, like where it got away from the team?
No, I would say from the start of the game, it got away from the team. Yeah.
Hard to find silver linings, but it sure looked like Phil Gustafson battled his butt off for 60 minutes tonight.
Yeah, we all got to be better on Tuesday. Yeah, so best road record in the NHL. They were 3-0 on the road on their road trip until they ran into the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa, by the way, has won 5 in a row. Remember when Ottawa was in here and they couldn't score goals?
Right.
Yeah. Well, they've won 5 in a row, and they put up a 6 spot on Minnesota Wild in that game. I watched a good portion of that game. Minnesota got outshot 52-16. 52-16, they got outshot. And this is the best road team in the NHL. They've got 20 wins. They're the only team with 20 wins on the road this year. They gave up 3 power play goals. Ryan Hartman lost it. There's no other way to put it. He was involved all game with different guy, Hamonic and Stützle, and he got called for an embellishment penalty on a slash. He was into it. He was trying to get guys to fight all game. Obviously, frustration really mounted and just kind of snowballed with Ryan Hartman. He's a guy that plays extremely hard. He's extremely competitive. He's been productive, but he can go off the rails at times, and he went off the rails. Unfortunately for him, he's suspended for 10 games. For a play on Tim Stützle. It wasn't even a play. It was a face-off, and Stützle won the draw. He'd won a draw earlier against him, and I think Hartman kind of knew what he was going to do, and Stützle tried to do the same thing, and he drove his head into the ice. It was ugly.
It's dirty play.
Yeah, it was, and he's been suspended before. Minnesota's not happy about the amount of time. I don't think they disputed the suspension, but the amount of games, 10 games. That's a lot for a very important player on this Minnesota team already without Kaprizov. Easy for me to say. But that is a big loss for them, and they're going to have to deal with that. They've had to deal with some injuries here recently, including Kaprizov. But now losing Hartman's that's a big one. But they're still in a good position out west here, and they're going to hope to get back on that winning trail. We're going to see Marc-Andre Fleury probably for the last time ever here in the TD Garden.
Right, but coming off a 6-0 loss against Ottawa, you would expect that they will come out
3 wins in a row
tonight.
prior to that, and the number one team in the NHL on the road this season. I would chalk that one up to burn the tape and get ready for the next one, and I expect them to be good here today.
And speaking with Joe Sacco, which you'll hear in a moment, he said this morning, this is a team that starts strong, particularly on the road, so be ready for that. Well, as we count you down to Bruins and the Wild here at TD Garden, Joe Murray will give us a check of the Sports Hub headlines. Then we'll go around the NHL here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
I'm Patrice Bergeron. Vita Bank and I are continuing Assist for Kids. Vita donates $50 every Boston assists up to $30,000, and I will donate $7,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Vita Bank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan and auto-pay restored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
The only place to hear the game. The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
The Celtics finish off their 3-game road trip in Cleveland tonight. Everyone's healthy. Cavs top seed in the Eastern Conference, and Andy Reid's confirmed he'll be back next season. Headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Enjoy Sunday's game while dropping with Awaken 180 wings, meatballs, drinks, all on the menu. Results for life, awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray. Ryan and Bob take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports of Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2025 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 0 down payment. 60 months financing at $17.92 per month per 1,000 financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/3/2025.
If you need tires, think Town Fair Tire. Thinking name brands? We have them all. Thinking price? We beat the competitors. Free services? We have those too. For the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Town Fair Tire.
DQ presents the sound of your next DQ meal. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, chicken strip basket, or $7 meal deal. Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Grab yours at participating U.S. locations today. DQ, happy tastes good.
Calling all New England skiers and snowboarders, Tenny Mountain just received a dump of fresh powder ready for you to shred. Less than 2 hours from Boston in Plymouth, New Hampshire. Experience over 100 acres of skiing. Get your tickets now at skitenny.com. That's skitenny.com.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.9% APR on a 2025 Pilot or a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Back at TD Garden, Bruins and the Minnesota Wild coming up as we take a swing around the NHL schedule for tonight. Blue Jackets will visit the Sabres tonight at 7.
Yeah, Blue Jackets, I mean, can they get something good to happen to them? I mean, they're playing some good hockey. They're in the second wild card right now. They're missing their top 3 scorers tonight's game. Werenski out of the lineup. They don't think it's serious, which is good for the Four Nations Cup for Team USA. Marchenko was sitting on the bench the other day and got hit with a puck, broke his jaw.
Unbelievable.
He's out for a while. And then you've got Sean Monahan, who's also out of the lineup. They're hoping to get Boone Jenner back after the Four Nations, but their top 3 scorers out of the lineup for the Columbus Blue Jackets as they get set to take on the Sabres here today.
Senators will visit the Lightning tonight. First of 2 straight meetings between the teams in Tampa this week, and Ottawa on a 5-game winning streak.
They score! Shane Pinto collects the puck after Thomas Chabot let it fly. 13:43 left. Ottawa by 1.
We mentioned Ottawa earlier here, right? Yeah. They've won 5 in a row. They're rolling right now. I mean, they're right behind the Toronto Maple Leafs in points. They're 2 points behind Toronto. Toronto does have a game in hand. They're only 5 points behind the Florida Panthers with a game in hand. So they're rolling right now. And Tampa Bay struggling to score all of a sudden.
And Linus Ullmark expected to start tonight for the first time since December 22nd. He's been out with a back injury. Penguins will host the Devils this evening.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the Penguins do. They've already begun things, right, with that trade with the Vancouver Canucks.
Clash of division leaders. Panthers visiting the Capitals. Carter Verhaeghe and the Panthers coming off a 3-0 homestand.
Yeah, I think kind of just keep the momentum going. It's nice that we're a 2-game road trip, and I think, we're going to go into Washington and St. Louis and just try and play our game.
Yeah, Florida's they've won 3 in a row. The Panthers number 1 here in the Atlantic Division, but the Capitals have had just a tremendous year. 34 wins on the season for the Washington Capitals. They have dropped their last 2 games, both of them in the extra session, but still on a roll right now. 7 wins in the last 10.
Vegas Golden Knights continue a road trip that will bring them to Boston on Saturday. Tonight they take on the Islanders. Vegas coach Bruce Cassidy's team has lost 4 in a row.
Lately, it seems like we're in the game. We have leads. We can't get to the finish line. So I'd like to be in that position again. Let's get it right. It happened against Dallas. Our starts have been better, and that's what everyone was on us. And we finished well, and now our starts are good, and we're not finishing well. So that's just the ups and downs, I think, of a long season.
Actually, only 2 wins in their last 10 games for the Vegas Golden Knights. So there'll be a tough matchup today against the Islanders. Islanders seem to have figured it out. They had won, 5 or 6 in a row, maybe it was 5 or 6 in a row until they dropped their last game. So, Sorokin's been playing some great hockey. He didn't play last game. He's expected to be back in the lineup here today for the New York Islanders, or starting for the New York Islanders. So, Islanders they got a steep hill to climb, but had some good results here recently.
That's our look around the NHL. Joe Sacco will join us next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Hey, it's
Joe Murray. And if you're looking for a place to watch the big game on February 9th, it's Game Time in Peabody. Located right at the North Shore Mall at 210 Andover Street, Game Time's incredible sports bar is massive TVs everywhere, so you won't miss a single play. And the food, it's next level. Wings, burgers, Game Time nachos, Wreck 'em Up fries, you name it, they got it. In the drinks, Don't miss our pregame huddle event starting 2 hours before kickoff. I'll be there with the 98.5 crew, so come hang out, grab a bite, and get hyped for the biggest game of the year. Check them out at GameTimeNorthshore.com. Game Time in Peabody, your ultimate football headquarters.
Hey lovebirds, Valentine's Day is almost here, and the best way to say I love you is with a box of decadent chocolates from Phillips Chocolates.
Yeah, Phillips Chocolates.
Phillips Chocolates, celebrating 100 years of creating delicious treats, including their world-renowned turtles, handcrafted with rich caramel, slow-roasted pecans, cashews, and almonds, smothered in creamy milk or dark chocolate.
Sounds heavenly.
So show the love with Phillips Chocolates. 818 Morrissey Boulevard, Dorchester, or online at phillipschocolate.com. Use promo code SPORTSHUB to save 10% off your order. Promo code for online orders only.
John Sewer Drain Cleaning is happy to announce their newest location in Norwood. Now even faster service for your clogged drain emergency. John Sewer, the name to know when the drains don't flow. Visit johnsewer.com.
As much as I'd love to be, I'm the furthest thing from being a car guy. I feel like every time I take my car to the shop, be it for routine maintenance or repair, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage. That is until I went to Meineke. See, Meineke is doing car care right. Meineke is total car care. Engines, brakes, tires, even oil changes. Meineke Car Care is your local, independently owned, one-stop shop for total car care. Visit Meineke.com for a location near you. That's Meineke.com to schedule your appointment today. Trust your key with Meineke. Doing car care right.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Joe Sacco is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms. Well, you said going into the Ranger game that you wanted to treat these last 4 games like playoff games. Did you get what you wanted on Saturday?
Well, we got the result we wanted. I thought that the energy level was good. I thought that the intensity and the desperation came out in our game. Certainly, the Rangers made a strong push at times during the course of a game, like good teams do, and we were able to withstand that. We got some timely saves from our goaltender, but now we have to, continue that here tonight against a team that's not in our conference, that we're not really chasing with in the playoff race. So it's really going to be mentally up to us to be ready to play here tonight.
You had a couple of power play goals in that game. That hasn't happened a whole lot where you get 2 in one game. What did you like about particularly the top power play unit who scored both those goals?
Well, the first goal was a 5-on-3, so I like the fact that we had a shot mindset. Charlie gets it in the slot through a seam from Pav, and he's not thinking pass. He's thinking shot right away, and we had net front. So good on that one. And then the second goal, Marshy keeps a puck in that's cleared off, I think, on an attempt to clear off a face-off maybe. Keeps the puck alive. We have some good second effort to keep plays going, recovering pucks. And David makes a great read against their pressure. They got pressure. They started to pressure us up top. They lost 3 guys. And we had that quick 2-on-1 at the net / 3-on-1, and Pav was able to distribute. So I like the way we moved the puck against their pressure.
You mentioned McAvoy in there. You obviously missed him out of the lineup here in the last few weeks. He gets back in over the course of the last couple of games. What does he bring at his best offensively to your team?
The ability to break pucks out, I think, and to get us out of trouble from our defensive zone into the offensive zone. So that's part of, I guess, the offense. And then once we're set up in the offensive zone, the ability to read plays offensively, find holes, find seams when they're there, not to force them, but find holes, find seams, and the skating ability in the offensive zone, taking the puck from the blue line, whether it's getting the middle or if he's driving down the wall with the puck, he has a skating ability to get away from people.
You guys had an issue here over the last week or so with giving up goals quickly after you scored. You did it again the other day against the Rangers, but in this particular instance, it didn't feel like your team got into that mindset of, oh no, here we go again. The response seemed to be pretty strong.
It was. I like the fact that we didn't get sidetracked by the goal. I think, a game of hockey, sometimes things happen, right? And it was important for us not to sit back, not to play on our heels after that goal, to stay on the attack. And we were able to extend the lead, which was very important. We got a 2-1 lead, 3-1 lead, and now you're making them chase the game as opposed to, oh, okay, here we go again. It's 1-1. We just scored. Now they just scored. Now we're going to be passive. And I just like the fact that we stayed more aggressive.
Elias Lindholm's got 4 points in the last 3 games. It's been a little bit of a struggle for him at times offensively, but What does he bring overall to this team, and in particular the role that you put him in here in the last week as more of a kind of a shutdown type guy?
Well, he brings stability as far as, like you just mentioned, if we're matching them up against other teams' top lines. He's an experienced player. He can win face-offs in key situations. He knows how to play in his own end. 5-on-5, of course, he'd like to see more production. We'd like to see more production, but in that role, he embraces it, and it seems to, get him going in the right direction. Some of his points lately have come off special teams, which is fine, but that's good because a lot of players, they feed off that. Once they start feeling good about themselves and they get some confidence and some touch pucks offensively on the power play, that helps their game 5-on-5 offensively as well.
First time you guys have seen the Minnesota Wild. What's the scouting report on this team?
They have the best record in the league on the road right now, and they really get off to good starts. They're a tight-checking team for the most part. They play good defense, so it's going to be one of those games. I would expect it to be a little bit more on the lower side of an event game here tonight, but they have a really strong record, and like I said, because of their road record and the way they start games, we have to be ready. We can't be surprised by their willingness early on to play and to play hard. We have to be ready to neutralize or at least match, neutralize that part of their game.
Joe, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks.
That's Joe Sacco, Bruins and the Minnesota Wild, coming up next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBC-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily Media Group Station.
After a rough week, the Bruins put together a much-needed 60-minute effort against the Rangers on Saturday. And interim head coach Joe Sacco saw plenty to build on.
With us, with our group, the thing that we focus on is what we did well last game and how we can build off of that. And there was things in the game that we really liked, and those are the things that we want to build on.
Next up, they welcome in a Minnesota team that's been more than comfortable winning on the road this season. It's the Bruins and the Wild, coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pasternak wins the series for the Bruins. The rebound to Trent Frederick, and the Bruins are back in front by 2.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, McGovern Auto Group, Hub International New England, Timberline Construction, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Put in. Backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Bourque. David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron! And the Bruins win the series!
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
Bruins and the Minnesota Wild getting ready to meet for the first time this year. Bruins hoping to carry some of that momentum over from Saturday. What's the biggest key tonight?
Matching that urgency, but also the start. You just heard Joe Sacco talk about it, how Minnesota's, they're very good on the road, despite what happened in their last game where they completely got dominated by the Ottawa Senators. They're a good road team, 20 wins. No other team in the NHL has 20 wins on the road so far this season. And they start fast. They play with the lead. We were talking to some of their people saying that they have had the lead on the road more than any team in the NHL. And when they can do that, they're a hard team to play against.
Yeah, you don't want to start chasing the game against this team. Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Opening face-off next from TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, You can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at Cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
You can put some change in a stranger's parking meter. Don't pick up your phone inside the movie theater. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Waiting for your electrical supplies during the day or sitting in traffic is for the birds. Use the GCE Night Train from Granite City Electric and get access to over $50 million in local inventory with a free guaranteed overnight delivery of your electrical supplies anywhere in New England. So avoid wasting time waiting in line and sitting in traffic. Order by 5 p.m. and you'll have your materials the next morning by 6 a.m. guaranteed. Visit GCENightTrain.com to get on board the GCE Night Train today. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
Bruins and Wild about to face off. Here is Todd Angeli with tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars rule the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Todd Angeli with the national anthem as we get set for the Minnesota Wild and the Bruins. Opening face-off coming up next. Take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. Marc-Andre Fleury in the nets for the Minnesota Wild on defense, pairing of Jake Middleton and Brock Faber. Up front, Matt Zuccarello, Joel Eriksson-Ek, and Matt Boldy. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman getting the starting goal. Mason Lohrei and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen. Up front, Brad Marchand, Charlie Coyle, centered by Elias Lindholm. Starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Sue Tavares of Ashland, Mass. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Sue will win a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins will go from left to right here in the first period as the puck goes into the Wild zone, quickly cleared out, and ahead comes Matt Boldy. He'll go around behind the Bruins net. Hanks it off the near boards to Middleton, try to play it down low, and poked away from Eriksson-Ek off to the far side. Zuccarello got it back toward Faber, the point. Ends up in the far corner again, tapped out of the air by Coyle, but doesn't leave the zone. Faber sets it up on the far side, a shot, and the save made by Swayman, and he covers with Eriksson-Ek right on the doorstep, knocked to a knee by Laura.
Yeah, good pressure right away by Minnesota. You expect them to come out with a little bit more sense of urgency. Here's a few of the numbers from the other day, Ryan. And that day, the game that Minnesota Wild played against the Ottawa Senators, they got beat 6-0. They got outshot 52-16 in that game. 52-16. They lost 71% of the faceoffs in that game. I mean, it was just an utter kicking by the Ottawa Senators.
Understandable why John Hines was not in a talkative mood after that one.
Good hit by Foligno as well there on Peak, just finishing the hit in the offensive zone. Marcus Foligno, that is.
Puck brought through neutral ice. Johansson will carry into the Bruins zone. Tried to get around Zadorov, forced him in behind the net. Foligno from the left circle, shot one through the slot off the far boards. Played back down deep, Rossi giving chase, but it'll be played off the near boards by Kastelik. Got it to the blue line, and then he runs into Foligno.
Yeah, they're talking about it. Good hit. I mean, Foligno finished hard, Kastelik finished hard, and both those guys are honest. If it needs to be done, they'll do it kind of guys.
Backhanded into the Bruins zone by Trennan along the near side corner. Carlo pushed it up the wall. Pasternak popped it loose into the middle. Callahan got it into neutral ice.
Wearing the bubble.
And it took a puck in the mouth the other day. Had some dental work and some stitches, but back out for this one as Zacha throws one through the slot. Looking for Pasternak, who goes into the corner against John Merrill. Wild will come away with a puck and brought through neutral ice. Frederick Gaudreau gets it deep into Boston territory. Hit along the end boards by Ogren. Carlo hold his ground. Callahan digging for the puck as well. Ogren pushed it toward the corner, but Carlo gets there first and plays it up the near boards to Geekie. Geekie sends one into the middle here for Zacha coming across the line. Now Wahlstrom with a shot. That one blocked off to the near side. Taken by Merrill. He'll backhand around behind the net. Back Bogosian along the far side wall. Pushed it out into the neutral zone. Rowe will backhand one into the Boston territory. Swayman behind the net. Steers it along for McAvoy. Charlie will give it across to the far side for Lori through neutral ice. Trent Frederick sends it around behind Marc-Andre Fleury. Usnadinov going to bring the Wild back the other way. Now Jacob Lauko giving chase into the area behind the Bruins net. Sealed off by McAvoy. Puck lifted out of the zone here by Wahlstrom. Settled by Brock Faber for the Wild. Batted away from Devon Shore. It'll come behind Swayman. Jeremy comes out, plays it around the far side. Zuccarello pulls it off the boards. Try to get it in behind the net. Taken by Coyle. He'll start the Bruins out. Coyle carrying through neutral ice with some speed and offside at the blue line.
They made a little move there, Coyle did. He looked like he was going to give that puck over to Marchand over on the left, and then eventually changed his mind and went to the right. By that time, Marchand had jumped the gun on that left wing side.
See a face-off in the neutral zone as Elias Lindholm once again centering between Charlie Coyle and Brad Marchand tonight. Eriksson Ek kicked out of this face-off, so Matt Boldy will get in there. Local kid, grew up in Millis, went to BC for a couple of years. His dad, a police officer in Attleboro. Brodin spins one around behind Jeremy Swayman. Played it back toward the near corner. Couldn't handle it, could peek. He kicked back toward Brodin at the blue line. They set it up along the far side point. The shot by Spurgeon kicked away, and then a scramble in front as well.
Oh, nice second save there made by Swayman on the rebound.
Spurgeon pushed it over to Boldy. Played to Zuccarello, top of the right circle. Deals it across to Spurgeon. Dropped one off for Boldy, and his shot ends up off the back glass.
Coyle got a piece. This all started with that handoff between Swayman and Peak.
Coyle able to drag it around Zuccarello coming out of the zone. Now backhands a pass to Geekie cutting across the line. His shot blocked by Merrill and sails up out of play.
Yeah, so it's something where, I mean, it was the right play. It wasn't as clean as it could have been. And it's something you take for granted when you don't think about, right? Puck gets dumped in, goalie goes back and plays it, dishes it off to his defenseman, and, you make that good first pass and you're out of the zone. But if it's in his feet or if it's on his backhand or if it's on the boards and it's just not quite clean, all of a sudden the forecheck has an opportunity to establish itself, and they get a couple good chances out of it.
Geekie asked to leave the face-off circle here in the offensive zone. So Zacha gets in there. Wild win it. Rossi pulling it back toward the back of the net. Fleury played it back into the corner, and Zacha got there first, but now the Wild have it. 4 minutes into this first period, no score. Rossi coming across the Boston line, throws a soft one at the net, covered by Swayman, forces a face-off inside the Boston zone.
I know some of it has to do with how you play, your performance, but do you think Swayman plays all 3 games, today, tomorrow, and Saturday?
That might depend on what tonight's game
well,
looks
that's
like.
That's my point. But I'm saying, take into account he plays well here today. Does he play all 3? I could see that.
I could absolutely see that happen. And they play tomorrow night against the Rangers, and then they don't play again until Saturday.
Yeah, depending on, like, if he gets 50 shots, 60 shots here today, well, maybe that's something different. But
face-off win here in the defensive zone by Kastelik. Callahan wraps it up the far side. Beecher tapped it loose, but handed it away to Foligno. Bruins will get it back as Callahan shoots it off the far boards and out.
You're not under any pressure there. Beecher's playing the wing here today. He'll take face-offs when they're on, his side, his strong side. But you got to make a good play on the boards there.
Foligno.
A better play on the boards.
To Faber. Bouncing puck into the far circle. Callahan able to hold that one away from the net. Now Rossi backhands around behind. It'll come toward the near side. Hansen got it back to Middleton. Faber onto the right circle. Trying to force it in front was Rossi. Tipped up and into the near corner. Kastelik played it up the wall, but not out. Now an outlet pass and just evaded Beecher, who was behind the defense.
He was gone. I don't know if that puck hopped on him or not, but he had to take it on the backhand, but he was behind everybody.
Now a turnover inside the Wild zone. A whistle and a penalty coming up.
The Bruins are getting this penalty. They're going to be Wahlstrom just inside the blue line in front of Minnesota's bench.
5 minutes even gone in this first period, and Minnesota will go to their first power play.
You just see Joe Sacco, too. 5 minutes into the game, first period, trying to establish, get something going here, and take an offensive zone penalty. He just reaches in. He got his stick caught. He's reaching for the puck. It's not, it's not a lazy penalty per se. Just he was reaching for the puck and got the stick in on a skate.
Took down Yakov Trenin. So the Wild power play.
It's not lazy, but it's kind of reaching, and
unnecessary.
Well,
you're trying to make a play on it. I get it.
Yeah.
But
unnecessary is probably the wrong way to put it. But it and not lazy, but certainly one you could avoid. Let's put it that way.
Wild off a clear, have to go the length of the ice. Boldy played it off to Eriksson Ekholm on the right side. Lost it, and Zacha uses the opportunity to clear it all the way down.
Fleury, he's a pretty active goaltender, right? Probably not as active as Askarov.
From San Jose.
He got sent down, by the way. I just saw the other day. He was all over the place.
Yeah. He was out to play the puck even when there was traffic in behind the net. Wild trying to get set up on their man advantage here. It's Spurgeon walking it along the blue line. Zuccarello now takes a shot with Eriksson Ek in front. Who got the tip. Swayman made the save. Peak has it near corner. Coyle trying to push it up the boards. Zuccarello took it away in a centering pass. Just missed Boldy, who was moving away from the net. They'll get reset here. Spurgeon to Zuccarello. Spurgeon again, center of the blue line. Pass in Boldy's direction. Jumped over his stick. Took a bump from Marchand and lost the puck out of the zone. 43 seconds left on the penalty to Oliver Wahlstrom. Pass up the middle. Here's Rossi getting behind Zadorov. Puts a shot wide of the net. On the near side boards. Puck came popping free. Comes back in Zacha's direction, and he'll lob it out. 25 to go in the Wild power play. Brock Faber circles in front of Marc-Andre Fleury. Drops the puck back. Brought into neutral ice by Gaudreau. Worked off to the right side. Johansson into the far corner. Comes around near side with it. Zuccarello reversed it back down low. Johansson into the far corner again. Heels it back to the point and gets it right back from Faber. From the far circle. Johansson studying his options. Power play ends. Faber with a shot through traffic, and Swayman gloves it, hangs on, and gets the whistle. 12:57 left here in the first period. Bruins kill off the early power play, and we are scoreless at TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, goal.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at Cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Zoe here, and you guys know as well as I do, when you're faced with a rebuild year, it's all about staying 2 steps ahead of the competition. Oakers Technologies has a history of shaping the future. For over 100 years, they made their clients future ready, helping revamp their technology and IT systems to meet their ever-evolving needs. They're a New England company that gets it, delivering the attention of a local team with the skill to be your single-source IT partner. From full IT infrastructure rebuilds to your everyday AV upgrades, Oakers Technologies makes it easy to be future ready. Proud partner of your New England Patriots.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Start your 2025 in a new F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, for 48 straight years. We got 12:57 left here in the first. No score. Minnesota has the first 6 shots on goal in this game.
The only time we talk about Marc-Andre Fleury is when he come out to play a puck. I'd like to talk about him a little bit more here.
40-year-old coming off a shutout in Montreal last Thursday.
Emotional, right? Last time in Montreal, his home province. Canadians all lined up after the game and shook his hand, knowing that was going to be his last game in Montreal.
Off the face-off, Bruins will clear the puck into neutral ice. Lauko, big hit by Kastelik. Puck played on into the Minnesota end, but John Merrill will take it.
Former Bruin, Jacob Lauko. He didn't play with Kastelik, though, so.
In the neutral ice, Brazeau finds a turnover. He'll play it on the near side. Kastelik, and we got a whistle and an offside as Beecher straight into the zone a little quickly.
Yeah, Kastelik coming back in the lineup's a good one for the Bruins. See how he looks here today. You know, he came back after he got that concussion against, well, I'm assuming it was a concussion. I don't know if it was actually announced that way, but injury against the Tampa Bay Lightning where he hit his head on the ice. Came back and played a few games later against the Ottawa Senators and then had to leave that game. And they decided to be a little bit more cautious with him getting back, make sure he was all set. And you know, he's excited to get back in that lineup. He's a guy that players rally around.
Gaudreau floating one into the Bruins zone. Lohrei denied that in front of the net. Taken by Pasternak now. He'll bring it into the neutral ice. Saka carries across the line. Gaudreau back checking. Takes away a pass intended for Pasternak.
That's a good effort by Spurgeon there. Comes all the way across the ice. Doesn't intercept the pass, but then gets back to make sure it's not an odd man rush.
Deep into Boston territory again. Poke checked in behind the net. It'll come toward the near side. Pasternak comes back to retrieve. Deals it for Lohrei, bringing up the right side. Played into the middle, knocked away, but it comes right to Geekie. Geekie along the far circle of the Minnesota zone. His pass hit a skate, and it'll be cleared by Gaudreau, but that goes for an icing here against Minnesota.
Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. Between the Pipes for the Minnesota Wild here tonight, Marc-Andre Fleury, and for the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman.
The 40-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury tonight ties him with Roberto Luongo for the second most games played by a goaltender in National Hockey League history.
Is Brodeur number one?
Yes.
I assume so,
yes.
Yeah. Number one in wins, number one in games played.
Fleury is number 2 in wins all time with 572 entering tonight.
Amazing.
Lifted up into the air, glove down by Frederick. He'll stick it down toward the far corner. Patra going in there strong against Brodin. Brodin pushed the puck up the wall. Zadorov pinching down, gets it. He brings it behind the Wild net, around to the near circle. Got it back to Peak at the point. His shot goes wide as Wahlstrom looked for a redirect. Patra backhanding one deep again. Frederick cut off by Middleton.
It's a good battle with Middleton. Two big guys there battling for that puck.
Puck lifted up and out of the Wild zone.
Yeah, that shift right there, all after the icing call. The Bruins don't get anything in the net, however.
Zadorov coming in front of Swayman with the puck. 11 minutes to go here in the first. Bad pass up the middle, picked off the blue line by Boldy. Laid it down along the end board. Zuccarello cut off by Zadorov. Carlo's got it and skates it out to his own blue line. Headman pass for Coyle. Didn't connect. Thrown back the other way. Missed Zuccarello, and that's a Wild icing here.
The Bruins trying to generate something offensively here. You figure that, you heard Joe Sacco talk about it. Good starts for the Minnesota Wild. They usually play with the lead on the road, and they've got good success on the road so far this season. They've come out with the first. Now it's 5 shots on goal, including the power play that they had. The Bruins yet to land one on Fleury.
There's an attack zone face-off for Elias Lindholm, and he wins it cleanly. Carlo from the right point. Pass to the near circle for Marchand, a shot, and that knocked down off the glove of Fleury. Lindholm now at the back of the net against Eriksson Ek. Goes to the far circle and deals it back to the point. Callahan over to Carlo. He shoots it off the end boards and off the side of the net. Fleury helped it away from his net. Shot wide again by Callahan, and this time fired out of the zone by Boldy.
Yeah, Zuccarello just taking off. As soon as Callahan took that shot, Zuccarello takes off up the middle of the ice looking for that long pass.
Brock Faber pivots out from behind the Wild net. Eriksson Ek coming through neutral ice. Played it down into the left wing corner. Eriksson Ek, one of 5 players from this Wild team who will be part of the Four Nations tournament. The teammate of Elias Lindholm. Zacha sends one across. Geeky couldn't get it set.
He was trying to give it back to Zacha. Could have turned around and fired that puck.
Zuccarello chases it deep into Boston territory. Around the near boards it'll come and take it away. Pasternak will lead it through neutral ice. Pasta across the line, gives to Zacha down the middle, and Fleury makes a nice glove stop with a flourish. 9:33 left in the first. Best opportunity thus far for the Bruins by far. We are scoreless on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, cool,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about Clear Path for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. Clear Path for Veterans is working with Safety Insurance to help New England veterans at their resource center in Devens, Massachusetts. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to Clear Path and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safety4vets.com.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
9:33 left in the first. No score. Bruins, great opportunity just before the break.
Yeah, I mean, Pasternak makes a nice play here. Going to feed this puck off to his left for Zacha. Easy for me to say, but if Zacha fakes this shot and takes one step to his left, he's got Fleury coming out at him so far out of the net. If he just fakes it and takes a step to his forehand, he's going to have an open net. Like I said, easy for me to say sitting up here on the ninth floor, but it's, I mean, good save by Fleury. Makes it standing up with the glove, but that's a great chance for the Bruins.
Hansen getting a puck into Boston territory. McAvoy took a hit from Foligno, but moved it around near side.
He wants the hit from Foligno there, right? You try to invite that hit so that you give whoever you're giving the puck to more time to get it out of the zone. if you just give it up right away, Foligno just continues on, and he's on the forecheck there.
Here's Rossi taking a hit from Geeky in the Boston territory. McAvoy knocked off balance by Foligno. Battle for possession in the far corner. Lorai played it up for Geeky through neutral ice off the carom. Pasternak picks it up along the right wing side. Stops near boards and plays it around behind the net all the way to the far side. Frederick rushing into the far corner, kicks it away from Faber. Puck pushed back to the point. Nobody was there. Lorai had gone for a change, and Callahan was just on. Carlo drives one in from the red line. Takes a funny hop out of the corner off the glass. Came out toward the slot. The Wild will clear it away with Foligno playing it out into the neutral zone. Wallstrom brings back in. Takes a shot around Brodin. And Fleury makes the stop.
Yeah, skilled move there by Wallstrom. Right off the bench. Going to pick this puck up. He's in a little bit of a tight spot coming over the blue line, but he's got Foligno on one side of him, Brodin on the other. Puck actually went off of Brodin's skate and came right back to Wallstrom, and he pulled it to his forehand to get that quick shot away.
Patra will take the face-off. This line, Patra, Frederick, and Wallstrom had some good opportunities, especially early on in the game on Saturday. Patra kicked out of the face-off here, so Frederick gets in. Long wait for the drop. Stalemate. And the Wild come away with it. Spurgeon went down in the near corner.
Up?
Yeah, didn't get a call as he plays the puck off the near boards and out to the blue line. Carlo throws one to the net, and Fleury will cradle that, hang on to it with 8:13 to go here in the first.
Well, they've gotten the shots now. Now it's a matter of trying to bury a couple of these. Frederick just missing the tip on that one. He was around the front of the net on that shot from the right point.
Do it again, near circle down to our right.
Definitely the best chance by Zacha.
Patra coming off a couple of assist performance on Saturday. Gets it to Wallstrom in the corner, around the far side.
Never mind. I'll bring it up in a minute.
Okay, back to the point. Here's Frederick with a shot. Goes into the near corner. Puck will be pushed out into the neutral zone and dumped in here. Brought from behind the net by Callahan. Bruins moving left to right here in the first period. Wallstrom carries in across the line. His shot blocked by Merrill, goes out of play.
Yeah, so Pasternak was asked, or excuse me, Patra was asked after the game, not by us, but by a national reporter saying, what's it like being, how's it been playing on the line with Pasternak? Well,
yeah, I haven't been.
I haven't been.
Just happened to.
Well, it wasn't just happened to us. So they both came after Bruins penalties had expired, and then as you try to get the lines back together, neither Patra or Pasternak kill penalties, so you put them out on a line together, and they scored twice.
Right.
Or Pasternak did. But it was just kind of a funny question. He's like, well, I don't really. But
Marchand wraps
he was
it back
nice
to
about it.
McAvoy here. Takes it back to Marchand. Here's Lindholm out near the blue line with a long shot kicked into the far corner.
McAvoy took a stick up high there.
Played back toward McAvoy near side, throws it in front, redirected on Fleury, and the Wild will come away with it.
There was a rebound there.
Zuccarello skating out toward the red line, deals it down into the left wing corner. Eriksson Ek first man to it. Boldy in the far corner, steps away from Lorai, got it back to Merrill at the point, back to Boldy out near the blue line again, and try to play it past Carlo, and that one goes up and out of play. Yeah, in fact, I remember during our postgame, because we talked to Patra, you asked him, are you lobbying for more time with Pasternak?
Exactly. You got 2 shifts with him, and you had 2 goals, right? So are you going to lobby Joe Sacco to play more with him?
I believe his response was, I'll play with whoever he wants me to play with. Face-off win here for the Wild as they get it back to Bogosian for a one-time shot. Stick save made, and the Bruins clear it with Brazo dumping it in from the red line. Merrill pressured by Kastlik. Brazo gets taken down behind the Wild net. Penalty coming up. Peak gives to Zadorov. Steps away from pressure out near the blue line. Takes a shot in and out of Fleury's glove, and the Wild will touch it up in front, draw the whistle. But with 6:33 to go in the first, Bruins will get their first power play.
Yeah, good hustle, good forecheck. The Bruins have been the better team here over the last several minutes in this offensive zone, and peppered Fleury a little bit. There was one shot that Swayman had to face from the point, which he did, and both goaltenders looked locked in, although Fleury's had a couple pucks get away from him. That he tried to glove that one, it got away from him. He had another chance to glove a puck earlier that got away from him a little bit. There was a rebound off of his blocker, excuse me. But now power play, and 2 power play goals the other day against the New York Rangers.
Zach Bogosian to the box for tripping. 6:33 left here in the first. Bruins 4 out of 8 on the power play over the last 3 games, including those 2 goals you mentioned. Pastrnak gets it back to McAvoy, stepping in from the blue line. Deals it to Zacha, right circle, over to Pastrnak, one-timer, and the pad stopped by Fleury. Pastrnak whips one across ice, deflected, but got to Zacha. Got it back to McAvoy, just kept into the blue line. Zacha on the right wing circle. Back to McAvoy, a one-timer, and a glove stop by Fleury.
Good puck movement, though. Good puck movement. That's what you're looking for right now from the Bruins. Continue this momentum. They built some up 5-on-5. Continue to push now on the power play.
Joe Sacco talked about, some of what they've been able to do of late as teams try to, and they've all season long, teams have been kind of keying on Pastrnak, trying to take him away. As Faber wraps one around the far glass and out. Swayman will hand it off to McAvoy. Minute and a half to go in the man advantage. McAvoy skates out toward his blue line, drops it off for Lindholm. He and Zacha traded a couple of times coming through neutral ice. Marchand will play it down toward the end boards. Poke past Middleton in behind the net. Now Middleton's got it squeezed against the wall against Pastrnak. Zacha trying to dig it free as well. Came out toward the slot, but Foligno poked it back down low. Here's Lindholm, top of the circle. Over to Marchand, right circle, and his shot is gobbled up by Fleury in good position.
Fleury in really good position to make that save, right? Moving all the way from right to left, tracking that puck, eventually gets to Marchand. It's not a one-timer. He's got to settle it a little bit, and by that time, Fleury's in a great spot there to make this save.
Talk about how good the Wild have been on the road this year. 26-3. Fleury's 8-2 with a 2.2 goals against and a .925 save percentage away from home this year, as he makes the rounds for the last time around the league. Puck battled for in the near corner. It'll be cleared all the way down ice by Husnudinov. 45 to go in the man advantage. Lohrei skates it behind the Bruins net, brings it out into neutral ice. From the red line, dumped into the right corner. Fleury stopped it as it careened behind the net. Merrill shot it around the near boards, and it gets all the way out and down towards Swayman with 28 to go in the man advantage. Lohrei deals it to Pastrnak coming through neutral ice. Onto the right side. Couldn't connect with Patra, and Wild again get it cleared. Lohrei retreats back to retrieve from Swayman. 10 to go in the power play. Here's a pass up ice for Coyle. Patra right circle with a rising shot. Tipped up and over the net.
Did that go off the bar?
Not sure if it got off the bar or off of Fleury. On the left wing circle. Geeky trying to drag it in front. Now a scramble in front. Backhand by Patra. They're digging away at it in front. Brazo that pushed away from the net. Taken along the right circle now by Geeky. Power play is over. Lohrai's got it out near the blue line to Brazo. Try to get it right back to Lohrei.
By yourself back there.
Under pressure from 2 Wild players. Deals it over to Brazo. His shot gets blocked, and Brodin will backhand it out of the zone. Wild go for a change. Lohrei from the red line will drive it back in, and he'll head off at a change as well. Under 4 minutes left here in the first period. Hansen played it out of the zone, but volleyed back in there by Callahan. Beecher going into the corner against Middleton, able to win that puck. Frederick swept down low. Spurgeon slams on the brakes behind the Wild net. Lost the puck briefly to Frederick. And now a battle for it again. On the near side, it'll come to Foligno. Try to play it back down deep, and Beecher took that away. Frederick out in front for a chance. And a stop there.
It's the shift that you want after a power play, right? You don't score on the power play, you want a good shift.
Arlo gloved one down coming out of the zone, and it kicked on to Beecher, and that'll draw a whistle for a hand pass. And a timeout for us with 3:19 to go here in the first. No score, Bruins and Wild on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, goal.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techy.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me. Hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
3:19 left here in the first period. No score between the Bruins and the Wild.
Yeah, but good pressure from the Bruins here, right? I mean, look, Minnesota had the first 5 or 6 shots of this game, and you know, they were the only ones applying any pressure. Now the Bruins, the last few shifts, including the power play, but the last few shifts have been really good for them. I'd say the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Face off in the neutral zone. One here by Boston. McAvoy will send it down the near side boards to the back of the net. Fleury backhanded it towards Spurgeon in the far corner. Bossy trying to play it out of the zone, taken away by Geekie. He's wrestled up against the wall against Spurgeon. 3 Bruins trying to dig that puck out. Pasternak got it free, but Johansson blocked his pass back to the point and heads the other way. Carries it across the line. Centering pass not batted back toward that far wall. Now Johansson shot it and went wide to the short side. Geekie will play it back through the neutral zone. Right onto the stick of Brodin. Back toward the Boston end it comes, and Lohrei out of the far corner. Behind the net to McAvoy. Charlie up the right side for Charlie Coyle. Tipped into the Minnesota zone. Lindholm reaching out to get that puck. Pivots toward the near side boards. Throws one in front. He had Marchand coming down the left side, but couldn't connect. Deep backhanded toward the Minnesota line. Wild will take over there. Brock Faber in his own zone. Long pass up the right side here for Zuccarello. It checked away from him by Zadorov. Peak lifted it off the glass in the near corner. Lindholm able to knock it away from Eriksson Ek and out of the zone. Now in front of the penalty box near side. Lindholm and Coyle both in here. Lindholm will carry it forward, gain the attacking blue line, and play it around Middleton. Faber reversed it back in behind the net. Middleton gonna pop it out, taken away by Lindholm. Dropped it back to Zadorov of the blue line. Now Peak near side shot, and the save made by Marc-Andre Fleury.
Puck was loose. Nobody knew who it was. He thought he had it. Middleton turned that puck over. I don't know if he meant to get that puck in front looking for somebody, or it just jumped off of his stick, but a bad giveaway.
Neutral zone, Wahlstrom able to play it down deep.
Usually
a whistle.
Very reliable defenseman. Middleton was a good pickup a few years ago. Physical guy.
Bruins whistled for icing here with 1:23 to go in the period.
Somebody asked me a trivia the other day, Ryan. It was how many players in the NHL and who are they play without a shield?
Ooh.
And one of them's here today. That's why I asked it.
How many are there? Can't be.
There's
many.
5 total.
Okay.
They had told me 4, and I came up with another one just sitting here. I realized that there was one more. There's actually 5 in the league right now that play without a shield. Obviously grandfathered in when that rule came in, but Zach Bogosian being one of them.
Usnadinov along the near side boards, played it around Patra. Lauko tried to shoot and behind the net, or under a minute to play in the first period. Usnadinov against Zadorov along the end boards. Puck came to Frederick, and he'll chop it up and out of the zone. John Merrill will skate back to get it. Merrill right up the left side. Usnadinov not get a piece of that. So it'll come back down to Minnesota's end off the icing with 38.7 to go in the period.
Yeah, opportunity now. I mean, so we said Minnesota, the first 5 shots on goal. Since then, it's 13-1 Bruins. It's been some good chances. If Fleury can be, look, he's as great as he is, and as long as he's been there and the success that he's had, he can be an adventure sometimes. That puck can be loose in front of him because of the way that he plays. He's not a conventional goaltender. He's been good at what he's done for a long time, but there can be some loose change around him if he's fighting the puck a bit.
As you mentioned, we've seen a couple of attempted glove saves get away from him already today. As Trennan tracks one into the Boston zone, throws a wide angle shot up high on Swayman. 27 to go in the period. Trennan will push it down the wall. Gaudreau, centering pass, came all the way through the slot. McAvoy chasing Trennan toward the far side. Puck will come out of the zone and sent back in here by Spurgeon. 13 to go in the period. Zacha at center ice. Hands to a cutting Pasternak. Skating up across the Minnesota line. Cutting toward the middle. Deals over right circle for Zacha. Shot kick saved by Fleury.
Zacha was shooting for a rebound there and got it. Put it right on the right pad of Fleury.
And the siren will sound to end the first period. So the Bruins with a solid second half of the period, but neither team has found the back of the net as of yet. No score after 1. We'll be back with our first intermission here from TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, cool,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news. A CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study.
Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
First intermission here at TD Garden, where the Bruins and the Minnesota Wild are scoreless at the end of one. Shots on goal were 14-7 in favor of the Bruins in that first period. And as part of our first intermission tonight, we're going to take a look forward to the Four Nations Face-Off Tournament, which will begin next Wednesday in Montreal. Canadian team will take on Sweden, then the U.S. and Finland on Thursday. Each team will play 2 games up in Montreal, and then they'll come to Boston for their third game of the round robin each, and then the championship game here on Thursday, the 20th as well. And we'll take a look at it.
It's important to note, Ryan, that so all of these players that are representing their countries are NHL players.
Yes.
You know, there was some talk about why isn't Czech involved? Why isn't Russia? There's a lot of questions there, right? But and that was asked at the broadcast meetings in New York prior to the season, and Gary Bettman addressed it and said that they wanted it to be all NHL players, and they didn't feel that there was enough participation possibly from Czech, and Russia's got, like I said, its own issues there in terms of why they're not involved, but they tried to reduce it to just 4. It's the first time they're doing it. They've done a World Cup before, but that's been prior to the season. It's never been in season. So this is an in-season tournament for the first time. You know, Olympics are something different.
Yep.
But this is the first time that they're doing this, and they wanted to give it a trial run, and this is the four nations that they came up with.
Yeah, the other international leagues are not shutting down for this tournament, and so it limited the availability of some of the players. Well, for Team Finland, Sasha Barkov speaking this week. He's the captain. He expects his team's going to be a pretty tight-knit group.
We're excited to be able to play with each other as a Team Finland. We know each other really well. It's a small country. I think everyone has at some point played with each other.
Yeah, Barkov's their captain. The smallest percentage of the 4 nations players in the NHL. You know, so Canada, U.S., Sweden have a higher percentage of players in the NHL. Finland's got the lowest percentage out of the 4. And to make things worse, they've lost some guys to injury, including Miro Heiskanen, which has probably been their best defenseman, who plays for the Dallas Stars, who went down with an injury. So they've replaced him. They're missing a couple of other guys as well on that back end. So they're already up against it a little bit in terms of the pool and who to pick from. They're a strong team, but they're up against it now, missing their best defenseman.
Well, the captain of Sweden, Tampa Bay Lightning's Victor Hedman, he said because of the format of the tournament, they better gel very fast.
This is always a short tournament, so you got to hit the ground running from the start. And, you know, it's not just going to be the guys wearing the letters. It's going to be on the whole team to kind of get together right away and try to find our identity as a team.
Yeah, it should be a good team. They did lose Jacob Markstrom, that injury against the Bruins with Brazo going to the net, and he was going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, so he probably would have been their starting goaltender. Linus Ullmark getting back in the lineup here today for the Ottawa Senators, a good sign that he might be their starter for the 4 nations.
Philip Gustafsson, one of the other goaltenders from Minnesota. They've got they've got Brodin and Eriksson Ek, and of course the Bruins have Elias Lindholm, all representing Sweden. Well, of course, Sidney Crosby named the captain of the Canadian team. He's looking forward to another round of international play.
Regardless of, what your situation is with your own club coming in, I think this is something everyone's really excited for. Whether you've won 5 in a row or, you're grinding to put wins together. This is something that's, for a long time, we haven't been able to do this.
I'm looking forward to watching. I mean, that Canadian team, there's some question marks on it, especially with Alex Pietrangelo going out. They're waiting to replace him. They're waiting to see if Drew Doughty is back up to speed. He's only been back for 3 or 4 games after missing the first part of the season. If not him, a lot of people pushing for Tanev, who's had a good season, defenseman for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But they need to replace that guy. But their forward groups are pretty exciting to look at, right? When you look at McKinnon and McDavid and Crosby and, everybody else that comes along with it up front and what that team is going to look like here and how they settle up on the lines.
And Team USA, General Manager Bill Guerin, of course, also the General Manager of the Minnesota Wild. He likes the team that he's constructed.
We feel fortunate. We've got a special group. There are a number of guys that we looked at, but we looked at the seasons that they're having and body of work, the type of games that they've played in. They've all played in big games, high-stake games.
Yeah, I love, the goaltending is elite with Hellebuck and Ottinger and Swayman. Their defense is elite. As long as Quinn Hughes is healthy, he was supposed to miss today's game as well. So that's 2 games in a row if he doesn't play today, and that leaves a question mark. Vancouver Canucks might not want him playing if he's all banged up. So that's a big loss for the U.S. team if he's not able to play. So, but they on paper anyhow look really strong and maybe the favorite to win this tournament.
And of course, the American team will boast Charlie McAvoy, as you mentioned, Jeremy Swayman, and also the Wild's Brock Faber and Matt Boldy going to take part for Team USA as well. So that's a quick preview of the Four Nations tournament, which gets underway next Wednesday up in Montreal, and they'll be here at TD Garden on Monday the 17th and the championship game on Thursday the 20th. No score at the end of one here at TD Garden tonight between the Bruins and the Minnesota Wild. We will get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Joe Murray, and then we'll be back to start the second period coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
Pearl Vision knows that the new year brings new resolutions. But how many of those goals do we actually keep? Hitting the gym? Ugh. Sticking to a diet? No thanks. But getting your eyes checked? That's easy. Visit pearlvision.com to schedule an eye exam and get a new pair of glasses to see clearly and look your best. Pearl Vision accepts all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP.
Ugh, time to tackle my to-do list.
You mean all those doctor's appointments you've been putting off?
Exactly. I think this says eye exam?
Just book one on ZocDoc. You can search all kinds of doctors by availability, specialty, location, and read reviews from real patients.
Okay, what about a primary care doc and a dermatologist?
Again, ZocDoc. Gastroenterologist next?
Nope, brunch.
You've got options. Download the free ZocDoc app to book today.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Felger and Naz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
All right, taking a look at the NHL scoreboard. Sabres have a 1-0 lead over Columbus after 1. It's the Senators 1, Lightning 0. Devils got a 1-0 lead on the Penguins at the moment. Panthers and Capitals tied at 1. Golden Knights and the Islanders just underway. A bunch of other games tonight. Jets and Hurricanes, Flames and Toronto. Utah, they host Philadelphia. Vancouver will host Colorado. Red Wings on the road in Seattle. Ducks and Stars at 10:30 in the final game of the night. Sharks and Montreal Canadiens. Make plans this Saturday to get down to the Garden as the Bruins take on the Golden Knights at 3:30 p.m. Plus score a free Bruins desk light when you enter through the gates of TD Garden. Head to bostonbruins.com/tickets to grab a ticket to a matinee matchup.
Headlines, they are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off your next drive-thru oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, now open in Rainham, Reading, and in Braintree. I'm Joe Murray. The second period is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Pearl Vision knows that the new year brings new resolutions. But how many of those goals do we actually keep? Hitting the gym? Ugh. Sticking to a diet? No thanks. But getting your eyes checked? That's easy. Visit pearlvision.com to schedule an eye exam and get a new pair of glasses to see clearly and look your best. Pearl Vision accepts all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance.
Go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Bruins and the Minnesota Wild are scoreless after 1. We're joined downstairs by Elias Lindholm. Elias, power play, scored a couple of goals the other day, 4 goals in the last 3 games. What's been clicking for you guys?
I mean, I think we're just kind of connected and obviously playing with more confidence and keeping it more simple. So I think, that's kind of what's been happening, I think.
You're facing a Minnesota team that's really good on the road, and Joe Sacco told us this morning they start very fast. Looked like, you guys got better as the period went on. Sum up what happened in that first period.
Yeah, obviously, first couple minutes, they were coming out fast, and we were kind of not matching their level. So they looked pretty good there in the beginning, and obviously, I think after our PK there, I thought we started taking over more and more, got some momentum, and created some good looks. So got to stay with it.
What do you think the biggest key is offensively for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they play pretty tight. So, I mean, spread the zone, up to the D, shoot, and retrievals, and go from there. I think not forcing too many plays into slot, I think it's going to be the key.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Elias Lindholm brought to you by TD Bank. TD Bank cardholders score special benefits here at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. No score as we go to the second period. Bruins with a 14-7 edge in shots on goal. The Wild had just 2 shots on goal in the last 13 minutes of that first period.
Yeah, we said it was 5-zip to start for Minnesota. That's the way it all started, and then the Bruins found their game and started working their way back into it and had the better of the opportunities as the period wore on.
Boston will go from right to left here in the second period as Elias Lindholm and Eriksson Ek take the face-off. Zuccarello waited through the neutral ice here for the Wild. Carlo hacked it off the far boards. Eriksson Ek keeps it in the zone, sends one across. Zuccarello right circle, fanned on it, then threw one through the slot. It kicked off the far boards. Middleton got it back at the blue line to Faber. Zuccarello top of the right circle with a shot with traffic in front, but put it wide to the short side. Trying to get it back out in front was Boldy. Zuccarello sent one right through the slot again. This time Eriksson Ek trying to redirect that on goal. Lindholm pulled it back to Carlo. Callahan will play it off the near boards into the neutral ice. Kicked off of Marchand, turned over. Here's Boldy back inside the Boston line, but an errant pass taken away. Carlo to Lindholm, and ahead here for Pasternak, moving toward the high slot. Took a shot, that one blocked. And Zuccarello pivots back behind his net with the puck. A minute into this second period. Eriksson Ek redirects it deep into Boston territory. Swayman will hand it off behind the net to McAvoy. McAvoy, pass up the middle here for Zacha. Tipped it along for Pasternak. Shot got forced wide of the net. Comes around the near side. Johansson pinned deeper by Lohrei. Pasternak will backhand it around behind to McAvoy, waiting for it along the far side boards. Throws one on goal. And Fleury knocks it down and then covers up with Geekie right there.
Ryan had a chance this weekend to come by the TD Garden and watch the Be Fit Challenge. I did not participate. I decided to write a check instead. But no, I came by. It was quite the event. Johnny Whitesides and Bob Sweeney. Bob Sweeney, the president of the foundation, Bruins Foundation. Just a tremendous job, and I mean, so well attended. Over 1,000 people. They raised over $1 million. It was something. My daughter ran in it, did it, so participated. So I came over, and it was really, really impressive. Everything, just the whole scene here at the TD Garden over the weekend.
Yeah, I got a chance to see. I wasn't here, but I got a chance to see some of the videos that were posted of it. As you said, huge number of people taking part in it this year, and that has continued to get bigger and bigger.
They had to do it by, in tiers.
Right.
They started with law enforcement, and it was just unbelievably well attended.
There's Zacha setting up Pasternak for a one-timer, and that one blocked in front.
I think it just hit somebody in front of him.
Yeah.
It was blocked. Geekie was locked up in there with Spurgeon.
Johansson going to bring it back through the neutral zone and play it into Boston territory. McAvoy looking over his shoulder, popped the puck off the wall to Geekie. Back to McAvoy in the near corner. Johansson took one away, throws it to the net. Save made by Swayman, and the rebound.
Oh, he made the second save as well.
Wow, Rossi had a great opportunity and got a little bit of a quick whistle, I think, but he's arguing.
Yeah, he's arguing right now. He tried to pull that puck from Swayman. I still think he had a chance on the rebound. He pulled it to his forehand, but it was stopped by Swayman, but the whistle, it never went in. I'm not sure exactly when the whistle went, but Swayman made 2 saves there.
So 2:05 gone here in the second period.
Yeah, that shot by Pasternak actually hit Spurgeon. Spurgeon wasn't even facing the puck. He was just trying to keep Geekie away from the front of the net, and it hit him in the back of the leg.
Groh gets kicked out of the face-off here. Trennan gets in there. Wild win the draw. Gogosian will play it around behind the Bruins net. Zadorov brings it back toward the near side, but the Wild will keep it deep. Bogosian now at the right point. Throws one in front, and the save made by Swayman as Trennan came right through the doorstep.
Swayman's been locked in here.
So you got to pressure from the Wild.
Got to give that no shield a thought.
Yeah. Trying to think of who would the grandfathered players be. Puck volleyed out of the zone. Kastelik will backhand it deep here. Brazo on the end wall. Playing toward the near side corner. Trennan into the middle for Merrill. Lost in the neutral ice. Beecher will backhand it deep. Fleury goes behind the net and stops it. Off the near side boards through the neutral ice. Trennan sends it back across the ice to the far side. Carlo out behind the net to Callahan. Trying to play up the wall. Bad hop off the near side glass. Patra and hemmed in the zone. It'll come across to the far side. Usnadinov got it deep all the way around. It comes to Faber, a long shot, and a glove stop made by Swayman. He hangs on to it.
Yeah, so you got Bogosian here with Minnesota. One guy in the Bruins division. I'll give you teams. Toronto. Nashville. Dallas. Islanders. So for Toronto, it's Ryan Reeves.
It's Reeves, okay.
Okay. Dallas, it's Jamie Benn. For Nashville, it's Ryan O'Reilly.
Okay.
And for the New York Islanders, he only played 17 games this year. Or maybe a few more, but Matt Martin.
Okay. Dwindling list.
Yes.
Dorov will get it deep here. Going behind the Wild net. Plays it back toward Peak, and his shot hit a leg on its way through and bounced just wide of Fleury's crease. On the near side, Wahlstrom knocked off the puck by Usnadinov. Looking for it along the near wall. Zadorov down toward the corner. And it behind the net. Middleton able to seal off Patra. And the puck wraps past Peak far side and back toward the Boston end. Zadorov shoulder to shoulder with Lauko as they go back to fight for that puck. And Zadorov wins that battle. Clears it back into the neutral zone. Spurgeon brings back down the right side. Took the shot. Swayman kicked the rebound back out in front. Eriksson Ek, wide angle shot. Swayman knocks that down and covers it up. Zadorov gets into a little spat with Eriksson Ek after the whistle.
Oh, he had that race with Lauko, and like Lauko's a fast skater, right? He matches him stride for stride, and it goes shoulder to shoulder and wins that battle rather easily. And I mean, he's a much bigger guy than Lauko. But then when that puck gets up into the neutral zone and it comes back, he was deep in the zone, and he wasn't moving back up the ice. Looking for that line change there, and he was able to eventually locate the rebound, not cleanly, but so now it's, again, just like the first period started, it's been mostly Minnesota to start the second.
Lauko, 83 games as a Boston Bruin over the last couple of seasons. Traded over the summer. Vinny Lettieri coming back in that trade. Lettieri, by the way, sent to Providence today with the return of Kastelik to the lineup. As Carlo comes out behind the Bruins net. Harassed from behind by Eriksson Ek. Still able to push the puck at the right side to Coyle. Now in across the line they come. Elias Lindholm pivots along the near boards. Gives it to Lorai. Lorai with a long shot. Fleury knocked that down. And
it got all the way through.
Covers up.
Didn't expect that to get through, but it did. He got it past the first layer, and it sailed all the way into Fleury. Kind of fought it a little bit, but able to cover it up.
And he might not have been expecting that to get all the way through either.
Eriksson Ek, you mentioned him. He's a good, valuable player for this Minnesota team. Big guy, big body in the middle of the ice. Does a lot of good things for them. Drafted by Minnesota. Developed, and he's turned into just a good player. Not a great player, not a superstar, but just a good, reliable player for them.
Back-to-back 60-point seasons for him. 3 straight 20-plus goal seasons, including a career-high 30 last year. On the near side boards, Trennan forced back here by Zacha. Geekie putting pressure on behind the net. Zacha got it out in front. Pasternak, though, held away from the net. Brings it out toward the blue line, and Ricocheted away toward the near corner now. Geekie trying to push it back toward the blue line. Instead pivots it down low. Middleton played toward the near circle. Puck came loose, and here's McAvoy stepping toward the slot. Took a shot just over the crossbar.
I don't think that puck ever settled for him. He's up on edge.
Lorai back at the point. Gives over to McAvoy, right circle. Zaka takes it back along the far wall, all the way out to the blue line. Wheels it back deep. Geekie lets it go. Lorai in the left circle. In front for Pasternak. Redirected just wide. Lorai out of the far corner. He'll work it back toward the blue line. Over to Pasternak, who was looking for a one-timer. Instead settled it, and then dealt to Patra, who directed that one on goal. Pasternak moving through the high slot. Throws one in front. Score! Charlie McAvoy was in front and looked like he tipped it home, and the Bruins have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, McAvoy had rotated towards the front. Pasternak gets this shot away. What a shift by the Bruins here. All in the offensive zone. That's that shift in the second period. When you hem teams in their own zone, they can't get out. They can't get to pucks. They can't win races. Can't win battles. You got Faber all the way out by towards that high slot area trying to chase Pasternak down because they play that man-on-man system. And you got two bodies in front. It was Geekie and McAvoy who had rotated down there. It looked like McAvoy got the tip on the wrist shot there by David Pasternak.
That is McAvoy's goal. It would be his 7th, and goals in back-to-back games for him.
They needed a shift like that after, kind of the way the period had started. There had been some good opportunities for Minnesota early on.
Now the Wild try to answer back. Frederick takes one away and moves it up the right wing side. Trying to reach around Merrill after a free puck. Instead, the Wild will clear out. Johansson gives to Merrill, coming through the neutral ice. Back to Johansson along the right side. Cut off by Frederick. He'll go down low with it and deal it into the far corner for Peak. 13:35 left here in the second. Bruins on top, 1-0. Kastelik brings into the attack zone, plays it to the far boards, goes to get it himself.
Well, Frederick was going for a change.
Brazo played back toward the near corner. Lino backhanded up the wall. Rossi and a tip it for Zuccarello coming out of the zone. Had to chase it across ice. And now comes back into his own end with it. One pass into the neutral ice. Eriksson Ek got held off of it. Puck will come deep. And Bogosian to the far corner. Eriksson Ek trying to tip it out of the zone again. This time it'll kick back towards Zuccarello. Rink wide. Did not connect with Boldy. Boldy will chase Callahan all the way back behind the Bruins net. Pass off the near boards, finds Beecher in the neutral zone. Turned over near the attacking blue line. Bogosian back to Boldy. Shoved aside by Beecher. Elias Lindholm will dump it in deep. McAvoy from Pasternak and Patra. The scoring on the Bruins goal. Boldy gives to Eriksson Ek into the neutral ice.
Patra must have just come on the ice because that was the Zaka Geekie Pasternak line doing all the work.
Patra gets another shift with Pasternak and another assist. About 3 for 3 of late here as Coyle gets it deep. On the near side, Lorai with a low shot. Glove stop by Fleury. Hangs on for the whistle.
Marchand complaining. He got tripped up in the Bruins zone there. No call, and he's letting the referee know it.
12:06 to go here in the second. The Bruins are on top 1-0 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Once upon a time, there was born a real estate brokerage that was also a magical app. They called it Redfin, and they're on a mission to get people the fairest deal of them all. With listing fees as low as 1%, Redfin agents charge half of what others often charge, so you have more money to put toward your dream home.
Could it be a gingerbread house?
If the witch wants to sell.
Download the Redfin app to get started. Fee subject to terms and minimums. Equal housing opportunity. CADRE number 01521930.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA, even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
All
Connecticut.
covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
Charlie McAvoy's goal, assisted by David Pasternak and Matt Poitras, is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. That assist by Pasternak extends his point streak to 11 straight. Now has 24 points in the last 11 games. He also becomes the 4th player in Bruins in the past 30 years for the Bruins to have assists in 11 straight games. Joining Brad Marchand, Mark Savard, and Adam Oates in that category, as Marchand with a rising shot ends up going up over the net. Here's McAvoy out of the far corner, trying to get one in front. It's blocked. Marchand backhands it down low. Coyle from behind the net. McAvoy at the left circle. Steps in, takes a shot. Tipped off the outside of the post, and Coyle trying to bank it in from behind the net. We got a whistle from the official out at center
holding
ice.
the stick or interference. Marchand was complaining that whole commercial timeout. He got tripped up inside the Bruins zone, and he was talking. He's still going at it with one of the referees about something else, but it's going to be an interference call here in Minnesota as the Bruins start to take over here in the offensive zone.
Jonas Brodin headed to the box. And the Bruins will get their second power play chance of the game.
Yeah, Brodin cross-checked Marchand down to the ice and into the post. But it was in the zone where he got tripped up. And I think it was that Brodin again? Yeah. And he got away with it. But maybe all that earful that he gave the referees paid off. But he did get interfered with in front of the net, taken down there.
Face-off win here by the Wild. Puck wrapped around the near boards, but Marchand will keep it in. Here's McAvoy, center of the blue line. Gives to Zacha on the far right circle. Zacha deals down low to Marchand. Works his way out toward the face-off dot. Now to Zacha. Worked it up top to McAvoy, and his shot redirected up and over.
That was
out of play.
Tipped out high there by Eriksson Ek. You know, you watch McAvoy, and it's not just the 2 goals that he scored so far, right? He got the tip in here today, and he got the one-timer the other day on the 5-on-3. But when he first came back, he didn't have a great game. When the first game back, that was against Winnipeg. Not by his standards, anyhow. These last couple of games, he looks good. You know, and, you know, injury, something was bothering him. Give him the time off. Had his first child. And, you know, he's got the 4 Nations coming up. It just seems like he's kind of freed up a little bit here.
Here's Marchand just inside the Wild blue line. Gives to Zacha down the left wing. Circle and a crossing pass. Tipped by Eriksson Ek and goes out of play.
Another good stick by Eriksson Ek. Yep, that puck intended for Pasternak in the right wing circle.
McAvoy, as you mentioned, new dad. I caught up with him the other day. I asked him, so what do you know after the first week of being a dad? What's your advice? And he said, biggest thing I've learned, put the diaper down immediately after you take the old one off. Said Little Reese was 2 for 2 yesterday. Beating the defense.
All right. Good advice.
Face off along the near circle. Push toward the corner. Bogosian will play around behind.
Yeah,
There's Pasternak off a crossing pass.
He'll be looking for a road trip pretty soon.
Lindholm centering pass. Looking out in front. It came to Pasternak. Got it across for Zacha. And disrupted by Foligno. Middleton will get the clear. 55 seconds left on the man advantage. Good news is he said Reese has been a pretty good sleeper so far. He sleeps like a bear. Lorai carries it down the right wing circle. Trying to get it in front and escape.
He did a lot of good things there off that rush. Lorai did, and then it just kind of he skated himself into trouble there. But
Pasternak got it kicked away at center ice by Faber. Coyle now in across the line from the right circle. Deals it across for Lorai at the left point. Geekie gets it back to Lorai. 20 to go on the power play. Geekie's got it at that dot. Back to Lorai with a shot. Save made by Fleury, and wasn't sure that he had it. He does.
Good battle in front there by Merrill and Charlie Coyle. Coyle was trying to get to the front of the net, but Fleury got a pretty good look at that one-timer from the point.
13 seconds left on the Brodin penalty. 9:56 to go here in the second. The Bruins have a 1-goal lead. Conversation between Geekie and Brazeau before they line up for the face-off. Geekie against Reddy Gaudreau on the draw. Wins it. Does Geekie. Lorai gives it back to him along the left side. Now back up top for Lorai. Geekie again at the hash marks. Down low. Coyle steps out in front. Throws one off the stick of Fleury. Lorai kept it into the blue line. Brodin comes out to join the play. Lorai to the top of the left circle. A shot that got blocked.
Get off the ice. Almost too many men.
Callahan kept it alive in front of the Bruins bench. And a centering pass just got away from Geekie. Carlo.
Patra was trying to get off the ice there, but he wasn't. He was like standing right by the door when Callahan hopped out for him.
Callahan wrapped it behind the net. Brazeau brings it back out in front, and Coyle and Geekie both there, but the puck got through. Brazeau now along the far side circle, turns and throws one at the net. Fleury holds his ground against the far post. So the power play over, 9:05 to go here in the second. Bruins continue to keep the pressure on in the Minnesota zone. Callahan down low for Geekie, bounced off his skate. Rossi, Geekie.
Rossi's tired.
Yeah, able to get that puck out of the zone. He was played off the near boards and loose in the neutral ice. Faber backing into his own zone here for the Wild. There's Johansson stepping forward into the Boston zone. Drops one off for Rossi. Throws one in front looking for Lauko. Kicked into the far corner. Frederick gets the outlet pass from Kastelik coming up the right side. Had to stop and regain the puck just inside the blue line. Wild looking to clear now. Rossi gets spun down along the near side, and now Beecher works his way behind the Wild net, trying to wrap around along the far side post. Frederick gloving one down in front as it popped up in the air. Johansson brings out toward his own blue line, and his pass knocked away by Beecher back into the far corner. Frederick behind the net for Beecher. In the near corner to Frederick again behind the net. Pushed it up the far boards. Pete with a shot that hit Fleury up high. Beecher in the far corner against Faber. Now Marchand just on. Goes into the corner against Johansson. And now Brodin as they get tangled once again. Trying to get to the puck. Having a stick held. It looked like was Lindholm. Was Zadorov with a drive. Kicked back toward the near circle. 7:40 to go here in the period. As Coyle brings it back out along the blue line. Pivots away from Johansson. Took the shot. Puck by Brodin off the back of the net. Marchand's got it. To the far circle. Wheels it back to Zadorov. Over to Peak for a one-timer. Fleury lunging to his right to make the save. And then covers it along the near side of the net against Coyle. Good pressure by the Bruins. And they lead it 1-0. 7:22 to go here in the second on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA. even in Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
Yeah, all
Connecticut.
covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
And the Bruins Authentics Game Used 2024 Playoff Away Jersey Auction ends tonight at 10 p.m. So be sure to place your last-minute bids to take home a sweater that the team wore on the road in round 1 against the Maple Leafs and round 2 against the Panthers. There's only one set, so head to BruinsAuthentics.com and place your bid now. You've got about 90 minutes to go. 7:22 to go here in the second period. Bruins have a 1-0 lead over Minnesota. And an attack zone face-off coming up here. Boston with a lengthy shift in the offensive zone.
Well, they've had a few now.
Yeah.
It led to the goal. It's led to the power play. The ice has been tilted here for the last several minutes.
Shots on goal are now 26-15 in favor of Boston. Here's Lohrei off the win of the faceoff. Geekie left circle shot, kicked out by Fleury, and the rebound cleared by Boldy. Lohrei fires one back to the attacking blue line, and Pasternak redirected that one deep. Middleton goes to get it, slams on the brakes to pivot away from Pasternak. Faber up the right side to Zuccarello. Lohrei holding him at bay at the Boston line. Puck will come around behind Swayman. McAvoy got it to Zacha. Off the far wall, back to McAvoy. Heels up ice, and here's Lohrei, leaving it just inside the blue line for Geekie. Trying to feather it down low, but cut off. It'll be cleared out for Eriksson Ek. Puck jumped away from him. Thrown back in Zacha's direction, and we get a whistle and then an offside as he touched it just inside the blue line.
Fans, Avidia Bank is teaming up with Boston legend Patrice Bergeron again this season for Assist for Kids to donate $37,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron.
Bruins headed to New York after this one tonight. Take on the Rangers tomorrow night. It's a 7 o'clock face-off. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with our pregame coverage across the network.
Yeah, after the Rangers lost to the Bruins on Saturday, they had to go back home and face Vegas, and they came out with a win against Vegas. 18 Miller, a pair of assists in that game, so he's got 4 points in his first 2 games, so they'll be sitting there waiting.
Goshen fires one wide of the net. Come back deep here. Barlow got it out to the blue line, but not out of the zone. It came back right to Patra, though, and now Wahlstrom off the feed on the right side. Lost it to Foligno, who wiped out just in front of the Bruins bench. Here's Carlo trying to skate it ahead and taken off his stick by Johansson. Got one across to Rossi, moving right circle and threw one right through the slot as Foligno went sliding into Swayman's crease.
Johansson getting up. He's in some pain going to the bench.
Patra, cross-ice pass. Frederick hit the crossbar. No, he scored. Trent Frederick put it right under the bar, and the Bruins have a 2-0 lead.
Same spot that Zacha had a chance from last period, first period. This a perfectly executed 3-on-2 by the Bruins. So Johansson gets taken down, and he gets up slowly. It was right after they had this cross pass, and it was Wahlstrom on the back check that prevents Foligno from chipping this one home. Partial 3-on-2 coming back the other way. Carlo's the decoy. He goes right through the middle of the ice, and that opens up the passing lane. Patra with another helper finds Frederick on the left wing side, so passing that puck right to left. And Frederick just under the bar, over the glove of Marc-Andre Fleury.
Hit the back bar and came firing back out of the net. So for Frederick, his 8th of the year. First point in 7 games. And the Bruins up by 2 as Kastelik chases one into the wild zone. Out of the near corner, Spurgeon and Kastelik doing battle. Puck comes behind the net. Brodin will push it along. Knock off Trennan. Couldn't get it out. Brazo's shot blocked. Came back toward Trennan. He'll lift it out into the neutral ice this time. Stick battle. Peak wins it away from Ogren. Directed deep here by Brazo. Or was it? No. They're going to whistle that an icing here against Boston. Brazo making the case that he touched that outside the blue line, but going to lose that battle.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening here. With first for that, the back check by Wahlstrom, first of all, and then a perfectly executed 3-on-2. The Bruins had turned that puck over. A little bit of a slow change by Minnesota because Johansson was trying to get back to the bench. Great back check by Wahlstrom. And Patra assisting on both the goals here today.
4 assists in the last 2 games for Patra.
It's huge for him because I had thought, in fact, we asked Joe Sacco about it before last game. Thought that he'd gone a little, I don't know what the right word is, just he hadn't been as impactful in the last few games prior to the last one.
Spurgeon gives one to Boldy here. Shot to wide of the net off of Peak. Out of the far corner. Brodin, Zadorov. Got it toward Kastelik, who got upended. Puck comes across to Boldy, a one-timer and a flashy glove stop by Swayman. 4:34 left in the second. And the crowd salutes their goaltender. Bruins have a 2-0 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA, even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
all covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Matt Patra and Brandon Carlo assisting on Trent Frederick's 8th goal of the year. With those feeds, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation has donated another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck. Bruins up 2-0, 4:34 left here in the second period.
Yeah, John Hines having an audience with the referee during that commercial timeout. I don't think Johansson is still on the bench. He's the guy that got taken down just prior to Frederick's goal.
Wild gets set up in the offensive zone here off the faceoff. Faber from the right point with the shot. Locked down in front. Right up the near boards by Carlo and out for Marchand.
What a save by Jeremy Swayman on Boldy just before that last commercial timeout. The one-timer by Boldy wide open. kind of high slot shading the right side, and he got all of that one-timer, but Swayman moving right to left, got the glove.
There's Coyle to Marchand with a shot knocked aside by Fleury, and the puck goes out of play. We mentioned Boldy earlier. He's a local kid. Scored his first career NHL goal here at TD Garden a few years ago with his family in attendance.
It was his first game, was it not?
Was it his NHL debut that night?
I could be wrong.
$18 goals and 45 points for him this season. His fourth year in the league. Off the face-off, puck is lifted up and out of the zone.
There's a good, there's some guys that didn't get, picked for Team USA that you could make an argument that maybe should have been there. But, I mean, if your GM's for Team USA is your GM for Minnesota Wild, and you got a good chance to make it, right? If there's any question.
There's nobody who knows him better, and what he can bring to the table. So here's a turnover, nearly a turnover in front of Fleury as it gets away from Pasternak. Played back through the neutral ice. And we get a whistle, and the Wild are offside with 3:20 to go here in the second period.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
So we'll see a face-off just outside the Boston blue line here. You were correct, by the way.
Yeah, I thought so.
Was Boldy's NHL debut here at home.
I mean, wasn't 100% sure, but I thought so.
Will come around deep inside the Boston zone. Zadorov out of the near corner, had it kick away. Gaudreau going to wrap it around the far side. Center blue line, a shot by Ogren. Came kicking back onto Spurgeon from the top of the right circle. Gaudreau now out of the near corner. Goes behind the net. Trennan trying to get it out in front. Takes a shoulder in the far corner instead from Peak. It's back down low, and Peak takes a hit. It's knocked off balance. Pushed the puck back up the far wall. Thrown back toward the front of the net. Swayman trying to get it covered. Can't. It is steered to the near boards by Frederick.
A little push here from Minnesota.
Virgin chop Patra down to the ice. Wild keep this puck alive with 2:25 to go in the period. Gaudreau gives over to Brodin. One-timer. Got knocked down in a sea of bodies in front.
Well, Patra blocked that out high. Now the Bruins have... They're the team that's on the run right now. They're a little tired. Long shift. You got to suck it up. Get this puck out or covered.
Eriksson Ek back to Faber, who walks it along the blue line. Gave it to Boldy. Patra putting pressure on.
Yeah, fresh bodies out for the Wild.
Boldy moving to the right circle. The puck on his backhand. He'll skate in behind the net. Goes around to the far circle.
Nobody chasing anybody anywhere right now.
Faber top of the right circle. Gives it to Middleton. Middleton double clutch. Took the shot. It skimmed wide of the net near side. Played around the far boards and kept alive here with 1:40 to go in the period. Faber from the right point. Over to Middleton. Now Boldy again. Centering pass. Zuccarello. Backhander didn't get much on it. Swayman swept it aside.
Protect the middle. Keep it on the outside. Save it until you can get to a puck.
Faber to Boldy out near the blue line. Faber again at the right circle. He'll walk it back to the blue line and hand off to Boldy with a shot redirected up high by Zuccarello. Went wide. 1:15 to go in the period. Patra got a stick on the puck out near the blue line, but Eriksson Ek will keep it alive as Wahlstrom trying to knock that puck out. Batted out of the air. Middleton spun it back deep. Zuccarello centering pass knocked away from Eriksson Ek. Zadorov comes to the near side wall with a chance to clear and does, but it'll be icing.
Even if you have to ice it, at least it gives you a few seconds here. So that same crew is going to have to stay on the ice. Right now you've got Patra. You have Peak Zadorov on the back end. You've got Frederick, Patra, Wahlstrom. And every one of them is just leaning over their knees right now with the stick, exhausted.
55.4 to go in the period.
Trying to take their time coming in for the face-off.
Patra won the draw. Peak out of the far corner, played it up the wall, but not out. Brodin over to Spurgeon at the right point. Winds and fires. Tipped in front by Foligno. Saved by Swayman. Bruins get it out. They will be able to get some changes on, but not all. Spurgeon sent it back toward the Boston line, tipped across the line, but Callahan gets onto it. Back out of the zone it comes. Spurgeon lobs it back in. Zadorov gloved it. Coyle gets knocked down by Foligno going for the puck. 25 to go in the period. It'll come back outside the blue line. Brodin from the red line drives one back around the glass. Foligno on the forecheck, knocked it away from Callahan. It jumps over the glass, out of play with 14.9 to go in the period.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much of this. I mean, earlier in the period, you had Minnesota with some opportunities and some zone time. Then Bruins took over through most of this period, but that last few minutes was all down in Boston zone. And Patra, he's still exhausted on the bench. Long shift for Zadorov.
Face off in the defensive zone. Wild win it. Boldy with a long shot. Blocker stops Swayman. Boldy's got it back far circle trying to center. Eriksson Ek, 6 to go in the period. Centering pass and a shot by Middleton, and the save made by Swayman, and he covers with 1.3 on the clock.
I was just going to say, like during that whole sequence, there weren't a lot of grade A chances, right? Most of it was from the outside, a couple blocks. That's a good opportunity for Middleton. What's he doing all the way down there? Right at the hash mark. He's a defenseman. He's playing the clock, right? You're down under 5 seconds, and he just jumps on down into the slot and gets a nice little pass. And from Eriksson Ek, good shot away. They're going to pull Fleury here for this last face-off with 1.3 seconds to go.
6th attacker on for the Wild. Trying to find a way to get one before the intermission.
That last shift for Zadorov, by the way, 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
Face off, pulled back toward the wall, and that'll do it for the period. So the Bruins able to hold off the Wild on that flurry late and take a 2-0 lead into the locker room after 40 minutes here at TD Garden. And we'll be back with our recap of the first 2 periods next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA, even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
all
Connecticut?
covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Pearl Vision knows that the new year brings new resolutions. But how many of those goals do we actually keep? Hitting the gym? Ugh. Sticking to a diet? No thanks. But getting your eyes checked? That's easy. Visit pearlvision.com to schedule an eye exam and get a new pair of glasses to see clearly and look your best. Pearl Vision accepts all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just one dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Pasternak moving through the high slot, throws one in front, score! Charlie McAvoy was in front and looked like he tipped it home, and the Bruins have a 1-0 lead. That is our Timberline Construction Amazing Play, presented by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions. Bruins leading 2-0 after 2 periods of play here against Minnesota. They survived that last few minutes against the Wild, who were pushing hard, but now, going to the third period with a 2-0 lead. Have to try and secure it.
No, it's been a good game. I mean, Minnesota came out strong in the first. The Bruins were able to, and Jeremy Swayman was a big part of it, but able to keep that game scoreless until they got one later, and then I think the second period it started a little bit of the same way, but not overly bad, but just it was kind of, the ice was tilted a little bit down in Bruins' end, but then the Bruins completely took over through the majority of that period, and I mean. You had a shift where you dominated in the offensive end, you draw a penalty, you get the power play. The power play was fairly effective at keeping the pressure on, and then you followed up with a couple shifts after that where you have the puck and you've got Minnesota hemmed in their own zone, and eventually, it pays off, and eventually you get the goal by Trent Frederick. Great back check by Wallstrom. Won't go down on the score sheet or anything, but he back checks on Foligno, probably saves a goal, on that backdoor pass, that backhand pass across the goal mouth. And he got back on Foligno to bother that. Something's bugging the Minnesota Wild. They've been complaining about a couple of things here recently. You had Marchand complaining about a couple of things earlier where he got tripped up in his own zone, but he drew the penalty in front by Brodin on the interference. But the last 4 minutes, right, all down in Boston zone. Minnesota with some pressure on. Zadorov had a shift of over 3 minutes, and Peak was near there as well, but not quite that much. It was Zadorov was a left defenseman. That's the longest change. The Bruins got the puck out to the neutral zone, got most of the guys off, but Zadorov had to stay. So that was a long shift for him, and a couple tense moments. There's no question that Swayman has been locked in here today. I know he has a shutout earlier this season. He's locked in today so far. He's got 20 minutes to close this thing out. But that save he made on Boldy, moving from right to left, and that's a bomb by Boldy on a one-timer. And not only moving there, it's not like he moved over to get himself in position. He did, but where the puck just hits him, he had to get that arm up and that glove up as he's moving right to left to make that glove save. That was a high, hard one-timer by Boldy in a great shooting position, and he makes that save. So that he's made he had a couple rebound saves in the first. He's been able to find pucks for the most part here today. A couple blocks out in front of him, but it's been he's been locked. No question about it. And Bruins need that. They need it. They need it. Most nights they've gotten it from the goaltenders. There's been a few here and there, but most nights they've given them a chance to win. And if you've got to win a low-scoring game, as Joe Sacco said earlier, I think it was in your interview with him, this has the feelings of maybe it was just the scrum. It has the feelings of a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I believe he said this will be kind of a low-event game. That's typically the way that Minnesota plays.
And I wouldn't call it low-event.
No, I don't think it has been a low-event game. It's been a low-scoring game, but there's been there's been because of some of those long shifts that you're talking about, and there's been some chances on both ends. Yeah, and both teams have had some of those longer shifts. So it's so far so good. It's been a good hockey game. Yeah, the shift times, by the way, you mentioned Zadorov 3:05. Peak was 2:36. Frederick, Patra, and Wallstrom were all out there for more than 2.5 minutes on that shift. Yeah, they couldn't get the puck. So what they did, though, Patra had a block or two. He's got 2 assists in this game on the 2 goals, right? But he they couldn't get to pucks. So what do? You got to protect the middle of the ice. That's just
You circle the wagons. You don't allow them to get grade A chances. You make sure they don't get a second chance. Make sure the shots come from the outside. Try to let Swayman see it. Easier said than done when you're stiff-legged and can't get to pucks and you've been out there forever. You're not going to win any battles. You're not going to win any races. It's just, you either take a penalty or you just really, which can easily happen, or you just do your best to protect the middle of the ice, give them the outside, realize that at some point, you're going to get a cover, you're going to get a whistle, or you're going to be able to get the puck out. Zadorov at one point took an icing. Okay. And you could see how tired everybody was. Come back, get a little bit of a rest, and then try to win the face-off and get it back out again. I mean, that's all you can do in those situations.
Yeah, so the Bruins managed to weather that storm and have a 2-0 lead at the end of two periods. Shots on goal are 28-21 in favor of the Bruins, who have 14 in each of the first two periods. Minnesota had 14 in that second period as well, after 7 in the first. The goal scoring, Charlie McAvoy at 5:46 from David Pastrnak and Matt Patra. And that one in the second period. And Trent Frederick with his 8th of the year from Patra, and Brandon Carlo at 14-14, Frederick's 8th of the season. So the Bruins have a 2-0 lead, and we get our music of the game brought to you by Live Nation. Shinedown Dance Kid Dance Tour live in Boston here at TD Garden on Saturday, July 19th with special guest Bush. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Joe Murray gives us Sports Hub headlines next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA, even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
all
Connecticut.
covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
NHL scoreboard right now. Bunch of games just after 2 periods. Sabres 3, Blue Jackets 1. Senators and Lightning tied at 2. It's a Devils 2, Penguins 1. The Capitals and Panthers are tied at 2. Vegas Golden Knights trail the Islanders 1-0. And no score between the Oilers and Blues. And after 1 period, the Jets, they have a 1-0 lead over the Hurricanes. Late night, Calgary hosts Toronto. The Flyers head to Utah. Colorado travels to Vancouver. It's the Kraken. They host the Red Wings, Stars, and Ducks in Anaheim at 10:30. And the Montreal Canadiens play in San Jose at 10:30. The Celtics currently in action right now in Cleveland. They have a 10-point lead, 61-51. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jaylen Brown, 16 points so far in this one. And Andy Reid says he'll come back next year and will return to the Kansas City Chiefs. Get ready because registration for Girls Learn to Play, presented by Pure Hockey, opens tomorrow, Wednesday, February 5th at 12 p.m. Boston Bruins program returning this spring to help girls ages 5 to 10 who are aspiring youth hockey players to develop their skills. For more information, head to bostonbruins.com/girls learn to play. The third period is next. I'm Joe Murray here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZFM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub. This is a black and gold flashback.
Marshall trying to clear it, kept in left side by Gill, in the slot to Guerin. Guerin's wrist shot and he scores. Bill Guerin from the slot. As Joe Thornton comes in left side, feeds it in front, score. Billy Guerin tipped it in down low on the pass from Thornton. Now Billy Guerin a wrist shot and he scores. Guerin with a hat trick. Bill Guerin from the right wing circle, his 31st of the year, and a hat trick for Bill Guerin tonight to make it 7-0.
Our black and gold flashback tonight, rather appropriately, featuring Bill Guerin. Taking us back to this date in 2002 as he scored the hat trick as part of an 8-0 Bruins victory on that particular night over the Columbus Blue Jackets. John Graham in goal, made 30 saves for that shutout. Bill Guerin, of course, now the general manager of this Minnesota Wild club, and they are trailing the Bruins 2-0 as we go into the third period. Bruins are hosting their 18th annual PJ Drive now through March 15th to benefit Cradles to Crayons and Wonder Fund, Massachusetts. Fans are encouraged to donate online and enter to win signed Bruins memorabilia by visiting bostonbruins.com/PJ Drive. Some of the Bruins players were modeling their pajamas after practice the other day. Brandon Carlo had a set of pajamas that was nothing but his faces all over it. Asked him if he needed a marker to mark it up, since his face has a few extra marks here in the past few weeks. I believe Trent Frederick got the Cookie Monster pajamas. Brad Marchand, Ninja Turtles. But Brandon Carlo, a big part of that PJ Drive. I believe they're hoping to get 10,000 sets of pajamas this year. As we get the third period started, Bruins will be going from left to right. And they win the face-off, courtesy of Elias Lindholm. Carlo will dump it deep. Marc-Andre Fleury out behind the net to play the puck. He's faced 28 Bruin shots, has stopped 26 of them. Swayman 21 for 21 down the other end. Marchand gets tripped up at the neutral ice, looking at the referee, waiting for a call that's not coming. Here's a centering pass. Boldy with a backhand shot.
2-on-1.
Marchand will come up ice with Coyle coming down the middle. Marchand to the right circle, try to center for Lindholm, across to Coyle, and it just barely got to him as he was waiting and waiting for it.
Faber slowed that up. It's a little slow to develop, but
Erickson X shot knocked down by Swayman.
Still a great opportunity. That puck, Coyle he's down on one knee trying to wait for that puck to get to him because Faber had slowed it up and altered the path to get into him and never could get control of it.
Brodin will angle a puck up the left wing side. Here's Rossi down the circle, take the shot, and out to challenge and make the save with Swayman.
Yeah, line change by the Bruins. A little slow that time.
Lino wrapped it around the far boards. Rossi steps away from the side of the net toward the far circle. Blocked by Lohrei. Zacha upended Rossi, and the Bruins will break out. Geekie coming through neutral ice, blew a tire. He's going to skid into the zone offside. In a 25 into this third period.
Well, we've had bodies flying everywhere, right? There was Rossi got taken down. Marchand got taken down. Zacha loses his balance. So Lindholm is the third guy coming up the ice, but the back check by Boldy slows that. And, I mean, literally, Faber just got a piece of it to slow it up on the way over to Coyle. Backdoor wide open net.
Yeah, if it gets there, it should be a 3-0 game. So off the face-off, Zadorov will wrap it around behind Fleury. In the near corner, puck comes popping free, and it'll go up and over the glass. Official's going to talk about this one, whether it was deflected out or not.
I guess so.
Getting a huddle here with all four of them.
I thought it got deflected out.
Pete was standing at the blue line. He immediately pointed up skyward like it was.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think it isn't. I think it went over the glass on its own.
It's like we're about to get an announcement here.
Yeah, it's Brodin.
Riley Brace.
Minnesota number 23 has 2 minutes for delay of game.
Marco Rossi.
Oh, Rossi. I thought it was Brodin. 23-25.
So Bruins will get a power play just early on here in the third.
No argument from Rossi either.
So with 18:24 to go and a 2-0 lead, chance to extend the lead early in this third period. Bruins had a couple of power play chances already tonight. They are 0 for 2. Zacha will take the face-off far circle to our right.
Yes, but, you know, the pressure was, good power play, though.
Pasternak trying to get it across to Zacha, picked off by Eriksson.
Eriksson, he's a smart player defensively, right? His stick has been in a good position on a number of occasions here.
McAvoy bringing out toward the neutral zone, drops it off to Zacha. Here's Lindholm, back to Zacha, carries into the wild zone, left side for in front for Lindholm. Marchand got it right to him.
Right off the rush. Big save by Fleury.
Zacha had lost his stick, headed back to the bench.
I think he got a high stick.
Yeah,
he got high stick.
McAvoy in the neutral ice to Lindholm. Passes to a cutting Pasternak. Left side to Marchand. Steps in across the line. Gets bumped off the puck, and it's cleared back the other way by Gaudreau. Minute 7 to go on the man advantage. Mason Lohrei will come back to get it from Swayman. Lohrei carrying through the neutral ice. Pass to the attacking blue line for Pasternak. Had a deal with Foligno. Now Faber going behind his own net with the puck. Clearing effort kept alive by Lohrei at the left point. He'll walk it along the blue line. Gives to Pasternak. Down low the pass to Poitras. Going behind the net. And we get a whistle as the stick went flying.
Yeah. How many times have we seen this?
John Merrill's stick went cartwheeling into the air.
All Gigi did was get under the stick. We used to see Chara do it all the time.
2 minutes.
Hold on to your stick. It's not a slash. He's not slashing it out of his hands. He lifts it. He's lifting his stick. Are you kidding me? Really?
They called it interference.
He's lifting his stick to open up a passing lane. And now I know people say, well, technically by the rule book, that they never called. That's never called. They miss a high stick as Zacha was going to the net. He's got to go off the ice. He's cut. And they call that?
That's rough.
I mean, if you go into the zone, if I carry the puck into the zone, I make a pass off to my right, I take the stick away from the defenseman.
Right.
Like, just not knock it out of his hands, just take it away. Is that interference? That's soft.
4-on-4 for 30 seconds, and then the Wild will have an abbreviated power play out of this.
So soft.
Johansson skating back in his own zone. Will hand off to Brodin. Wild moving from right to left. Brodin carries it to the Boston line. Spurgeon trying to get it back to him. Puck spun behind the net. McAvoy around the near side to Coyle. Gets it out of the zone. Pasternak settles it coming across the red line. Tried to deal it for McAvoy, but it was behind him and turned over.
We used to see Chara do that in front of his own net all the time.
Right.
He would just lift the stick, you know, with a little authority, and the stick would go flying. Never called it.
That one didn't even look like it had a lot of authority.
It didn't have any
behind
authority on it.
Wild starting the power play, but they turned it over. Here's Lindholm with a shot and a standing blocker saved by Fleury, who stumbles.
Standing, stumbling blocker save by Fleury. He's entertaining.
Back comes Faber. 48 to go in the power play. Eriksson Ek throws one to the net, swept aside by Swayman. Zuccarello tried to get it back to the point, but lost out of the zone. Wild getting back onside. Faber leaves it back near his own blue line. Boldy aids a Marchand check coming ahead. Now
That's offside.
He should have been offside. Rossi swept it behind the net. Swayman played it back toward that far side. Eriksson Ek will angle it off the near boards. Zuccarello at the blue line here with 20 to go on the power play. Sends one across, and Boldy misfired on the one-timer. Zuccarello lost it, and the Bruins will clear with Carlo doing the honors.
If Boldy had scored, that would have come back.
Yep. 7 seconds left on the Geeky penalty. 15-10 to go here in the third. Bruins up by a pair. Geeky will be sprung from the box as the Wild come out of their own zone. And that pass out of the reach of Husnudinov, and an icing here against Minnesota.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Just about 15 minutes to go in the first of two meetings between these teams this year. Bruins will go to Minnesota on March the 2nd. A back-to-back weekend. They go to Pittsburgh on the a Saturday afternoon and Minnesota on a Sunday afternoon. As Wahlstrom one wide. Here's a chance for Frederick as Fleury came sliding out of his crease. Peak with a drive. Save made, Fleury.
He doesn't know where it is. I mean, that's happened 3 or 4 times in this game.
And he's got it covered now at the side of the net.
Poitras gets knocked down there.
Boldy.
Good shift, though. Good shift. Poitras. Yeah, we touched on him briefly, right? You know, I think prior to last game, he had dipped. His play had dipped. He was not as impactful. He wasn't as noticeable, especially at the offensive end, making plays with his hockey IQ and his skill set, you know, in the offensive zone. And, you know, 2 games in a row now where he's really done a nice job with that. Wahlstrom, his shot got bothered there, but he set up Wahlstrom in the slot for that shot. Wasn't able to get it off cleanly. And it ended up going wide, but
off the face-off. Puck comes up the near boards and out. Really like the play he made the other day against Fox behind the Ranger net. Set up one of those 2 goals by Pastrnak.
Spun off the hit. You know, Fox is not an overly physical guy, but
there's Beecher sending one in the middle, but knocked away from Brazo. Bodies falling all over the place again as back come the Wild. Drop pass. Moving right down the slot. Bogosian with the shot saved by Swayman and no rebound.
Yeah. And all 3 Bruins forwards fall down in the offensive zone.
Well, one got taken down. I'm not sure what.
And the other 2 ran into one another. Good save by Swayman.
26 in a row for Swayman tonight now.
Beecher made a good move at the offensive blue line. That should have been like a better scoring chance than that. They had numbers once he made that move at the offensive blue line.
Zacha back out to take this face-off. Shot from the point gets blocked. Comes to the near side circle. Merrill will push it back down the wall toward the corner. Pete wraps it behind the net over to Zadorov. Pass up into the neutral ice to Geekie. Second effort, able to get it deep against Bogosian. Fleury went out behind the net to play it. Got rushed by Zacha, nearly turned it over. Now Zadorov at the far point waiting for the puck. Hit it down the far circle. Geekie pulls it out of some traffic. Backhands one through the slot all the way to the near circle. Pete picked it up off the wall, goes behind the net with it. Dealt it back to Zadorov for a drive and a kick saved by Fleury as the rebound is cleared. Trennan dealt it off toward the right side. Pete steps up near the red line. Middleton's got the puck and some open space along the near side. Carries in across the line. Zadorov comes over, puts a stick on him, and again, and he's going to get a cross-checking call for it. Wild play the puck over in front of their bench.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
He'd already made the play. He'd already broken him up. Middleton was down on one knee.
Boston penalty number 91. 2 minutes for cross-check.
Gave him the extra shot and will serve 2 minutes for it. Wild to the power play when we come back. 13-12 to go. 2-0 Boston on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to L.A., even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
All covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of U.S. as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Nikita Zadorov to the penalty box for cross-checking. 13-12 to go here in the third. Bruins leading 2-0, but we'll have to kill off another one here.
Yeah, just one that was avoidable, really. And the arm didn't go up until the last cross-check. He kind of cross-checked him a little bit, but it wasn't hard. He broke the play up on Middleton. Zadorov did. And it was basically the second one while Middleton was down on one knee that eventually got the arm up for the referee.
Off the face-off, Faber gives it to Zuccarello. Top of the left circle, shot. Knocked down off the glove of Swayman. Zuccarello at the back of the net, trying to drag it out in front. Carlo had lost his stick. Goes to try to retrieve it as the Wild get reset here. Faber, center of the blue line. Takes a shot. That one Sure if that hit Eriksson Ek or Swayman.
It was a good second effort there by Eriksson Ek just to keep that puck alive.
Faber will give to Zuccarello, trying to gain the attack zone. McAvoy fired it out toward the blue line, but it got knocked down by Boldy. Boldy now just outside the blue line, trying to play it back in. Marchand hammers it off the far boards. I'm out. Zuccarello skating back into his own zone. Minute 15 to go on the power play. Rossi starts up ice. Across the red line, across the blue, down the right circle. Turns it back to Zuccarello on the far side. They touch it around, but picked off by Coyle. He deals out for Marchand. Shorthanded, he skates it forward. Throws a shot toward Fleury. Tips off the end of his glove. What looked to be an easy save.
Well, he kept it out of the net, so.
Did. Not sure it'll go down as a save. It was about eye level.
Yeah, I know. He was trying to catch it.
Boldy played it toward the far side. And around behind the net, trying to whip it back out in front. Puck jumped into the air. Carlo hold it against the wall with his stick. Callahan in there as well for the Bruins. Carlo doing a good job of killing clock here. In behind the Bruins net with 20 to go on the Zadorov penalty. Now kicks it free to Callahan. Here he had his pocket picked. It'll come back toward Carlo. Zuccarello reaching out to tap it back toward the blue line. Rossi to Spurgeon, back to Rossi. Left circle Zuccarello at the hash marks. 5 to go with the man advantage. Zuccarello looking around, goes down along the goal line, and a couple of chances there for Ogren as he got knocked over. Now a shot saved by Swayman, and he hangs on to it. Power play over. Rossi gives Zacha a little shot.
No, that's not Zacha. Is that Zacha or Callahan? That is Zacha.
Zacha.
I think Callahan's played.
I like him.
You don't notice him much, which is a compliment.
For a rookie defenseman?
No, which is a compliment. Yeah. You know, they like what he brings to the table as far as defensive defenseman, reliable, penalty killing. You know, he's not going to give you much offense. You're not looking for offense from him.
Like
but if he can get back and make the good first pass, like that's something he continues to work on. Being strong at corners, that's another thing you continue to work on. Being strong in front of the net.
You don't see a lot of glaring errors from him.
No, I mean he's a safer kind of player, you know. But you know, like you watch a Lorei play, and you know the skating ability and the puck handling ability and the offensive zone and the offensive blue line confidence. But in the D zone, he needs to continue to get better.
Sure.
So Callahan's just the opposite.
Wild getting set up here again with Brodin a drive. That one tipped off Foligno in front. Goes up and over the glass with 10:32 to play. Callahan playing in his 6th National Hockey League game tonight.
They've liked the way he's developed down in Providence. He did get named to the All-Star team. Obviously not going to go because he's here in Boston, but that shows you what people think of him in the league as a defensive defenseman to get named to the All-Star team.
He's played 175 games at the AHL level. 25 years old. So he's gotten some experience down there. Coyle on the face-off in his own zone. Puck came back toward the blue line. Brodin, Gaudreau to Foligno, high slot, pressured by Coyle and Pete. Pete got the puck into the far corner. Deals it out for Coyle. Lifts it out into the neutral zone.
Now, if Hampus Lindholm is in the lineup, he's probably not in the lineup, but it's somebody that they've got kind of earmarked to be here as a 7th defenseman, and then maybe even higher, you know, next year.
By the way,
when everybody's healthy.
Yeah, the update from Joe Sacco the other day. Hampus Lindholm probably not expected to play before the break here. As Gaudreau shoots it wide of the net. Centering pass comes all the way across. Middleton with a drive, and that finds the glass around the far boards and kept alive by Faber. Up into the air. Little Patra. Pasternak picking himself back up.
Foligno got a piece of him. Pasternak looking at the referee.
Been lots of complaints on both sides tonight toward the officials of things that have not gone called.
I can't believe it. After they missed the high stick on that Zacha took.
Pushed around behind Swayman. Will go all the way around to Bogosian. Threw one toward the front of the net. Blocked by Zacha. Sent toward the slot by Husnudinov. But Bruins will volley it out into the neutral zone. Frederick chasing it ahead. Wallstrom now on the right wing circle to Frederick, who's already got a goal tonight.
Penalty coming up to
Malco
Wallstrom.
goes down, and Wallstrom's stick went with him, and that's going to bring a penalty against the Bruins.
That'd be Wallstrom again here in the offensive zone. Unfortunately, both referees calling this one.
And behind his net, Bogosian turns it over, and that draws the whistle. So Minnesota back to the power play with 8:48 to go. Bruins with a 2-goal lead here on home ice on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Boston Philly number.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA, even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
All
Connecticut.
covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/go. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/go.
Okay, guys.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
8:48 left in regulation. Bruins leading 2-0, but they'll be shorthanded again here as Oliver Wallstrom whistled for his second tripping penalty of the night.
Yeah. Just gets his stick caught in between the feet. I think that was Eriksson Ek, but I thought Pasternak got taken down awkwardly near the Bruins bench. Foligno kicked out his feet from behind him. Maybe accidentally on purpose. And Wallstrom even trying to let go of his stick, and Eriksson Ek goes down. Might have been Lauko. But it just, there's been a few of those. I mean, Marchand got taken down in the first, in the earlier in the game, in the offensive zone, second period, or whatever, first period maybe it was. There's been some head scratchers. They missed the high stick there on Zacha going to the net, but they called a weak penalty on Geekie.
Lindholm able to bat one away from Faber, and all the way down ice it goes to start this Minnesota power play. Fleury hands it off at the back of the net for Brock Faber. Boldy will bring it out of his own zone, skating hard through the neutral ice. Eriksson Ek will play it down the right wing boards. Boldy to it along the end wall. Wraps it toward Zuccarello. Back around toward Boldy out of the far corner. Faber at the right point. Pass across the ice. Tipped out of the zone by Zacha. Boldy going to carry back in. Plays it across ice into the far corner. Zadorov gets position on Eriksson Ek. Gives it to Carlo. Popped it towards Zacha. Trying to give it right back to him.
Carlo didn't realize if he just gets his feet moving behind the net, he's got the whole other side wide open.
The puck right along
just
the end
like
boards.
now.
It'll come back toward Carlo. He's got time and space and clears it all the way down in on goal.
They've got everybody over on that one side. Just get your feet moving, get to the far side.
55 to go on the Wild power play as Boldy retrieves one off the near boards. It'll be carried up into the neutral zone by Rossi. Gives back to Boldy. Skates up to the Boston line and fires one right into the glove of Swayman from 60 feet out. Swayman hangs on and gets the whistle.
Fans, Bruins Hockey is brought to you by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions.
7.5 minutes to go. Bruins up 2. 43 seconds left on the Wahlstrom penalty. Beecher and Coyle out there for the Bruins penalty killing unit with McAvoy and Peak. They saw a far circle to our left. Beecher wins it back toward the end boards. Peak taps it along for McAvoy, and all the way down it goes.
Perfectly executed. Win the draw. Peak beats everybody to the puck, and he can chip it behind for McAvoy. He's got time and space to get that puck 200 feet.
Wild skated ahead here with 25 to go in the power play. Gaudreau gains the line, shoots one towards Swayman and made sure it went wide. All the way back around the far side. Spurgeon racing over in front of the Bruins bench, holds it right at the blue line. Second effort though, they clear it. Here's Marchand skating ahead onto a free puck. Gets around Zuccarello moving in and got knocked off of it before he could get a shot. Gaudreau backed inside the Boston line. Zuccarello trying to force one in front. Carlo got a stick on that. Marchand will clear it. Wahlstrom just out of the penalty box. It's a breakaway. And he hit the post. Took the shot from between the circles. Wahlstrom's got it back on his stick now as he tried to drag it back toward the slot. Gets it down low past Marchand around to the far side, and Callahan down into the corner. Will play it back around, but the Wild will regain.
Wahlstrom needed that one to drop for him. He's taken a couple penalties today. He's had a couple good looks, though, in the offensive zone. None better than that one.
Foligno pass across toward Middleton coming into the zone. Middleton able to fight his way around Geekie. Pass for Foligno didn't connect. Jumped away from him. He tracks it to the near boards. Around to the far side. Pasternak will tap it back deep, but taken by Husnudinov. Back toward Brodin. Walks it along the blue line. Took a shot with bodies in front. Out of the near corner. Zacha to Geekie. Feathers one up ice, looking for Pasternak. Instead, it'll kick back to Geekie. He carries in across the line against Brodin, who stumbles down. Geekie in the corner. Keeping that puck deep in the zone with 5:35 to play. Middleton now an outlet pass, and the Wild coming back ahead. Trennan trying to fight his way toward a loose puck in the Bruins zone. Lohrei holding him off. McAvoy keeps it pinned against the boards. Now it'll pop free. Back toward the blue line, and a shot by Merrill redirected. Goes sailing up and over. Husnudinov in the far corner against Poitras. They battle their way out toward the blue line. Puck gets swept back down low. McAvoy shoulders Foligno away from it and will lift it up and out. Down into Minnesota territory, but not far enough for an icing. Comes around to the near side wall. Merrill overskated it. Gets pressured by Frederick. Coyle comes in to join the party with 4:50 to go. The puck careens across the ice. Bogosian will fire it back toward the near side, but turned over near the Boston blue line. Beat to Lindholm to Coyle, and deep it goes again. Fleury tried to leave it for Merrill, but pressured by Marchand. Bogosian out of the far corner with it. Gaudreau skating into the neutral ice. Missed Merrill with that pass. It's an icing against the Wild with 4:24 left.
Fans, check out the upcoming Hardest Working Player of the Week content on 98.5thesportshub.com Bruins page, brought to you by the Peterson School. The Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, Haverhill, and Turner Falls. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
Crowd oohing and eyeing at the replays of Wallstrom's dance.
It went off the leg of Fleury and then hit the... He was trying to go glove side and ended up hitting the blocker side post.
Pasternak's got the puck inside the Wild zone. His shot blocked by Gaudreau out of the near corner. Geekie pulls it toward the wall. Deals it down low to Zacha. Zacha carries it out toward the blue line himself. Turns and backhands one around Gaudreau and deep. Pasternak from behind the net. Trying to get it back out in front. It was blocked. And it'll be pushed out of the zone by Devon Shore. Dump in by Middleton. Zadorov picks one off the back of the Bruins net with 3:45 left. Boston leading 2-0. Zadorov's pass redirected deep by Elias Lindholm from center ice. Wild will start out from there. Faber with a long pass up the right side. Trennan knocked to the wall by Callahan. They continue to battle down to the corner. Lindholm comes and gets the puck, and Coyle will volley it back through the neutral zone. With 3:15 to play, start to keep our eye on Marc-Andre Fleury. Brock Faber. Left side for Zuccarello. Tripped up by Geekie coming into the zone. Bruins able to clear the puck right back out.
Zuccarello wanted a penalty there.
Geekie putting some pressure on in the Wild zone. Eriksson Ek turns it back toward the near side, and it's Rossi. Rossi will chip it past Carlo. There goes Fleury to the bench for the extra attacker. From the far side of the net, Zacha spun it around toward the near side. Carlo will play it off the near boards to Geekie. Geekie pushed it ahead, but down the near boards, Spurgeon pivots away from Pasternak's forecheck with 2.5 to go. Zuccarello wraps it back behind his own net. Rossi will drop it back for him. Zuccarello firing a pass ahead to Spurgeon at the attacking blue line. Oh, Swayman with
now's the time to try with the 2-goal lead, but he decided not to.
Crowd felt it. Instead, it's backhanded out of the zone by Marchand. That's going to go wide of the empty net, and it'll be an icing.
He took some criticism in the Ottawa game, right? But that would have been the time to maybe try it.
Right. Yeah, as soon as the puck was headed his direction, you could feel the energy kind of lift in the building, hoping that we might see a goalie goal. We've got 2:10 to go here in the third period. And Minnesota's going to use their timeout here. Down 2 and the goaltender pulled. John Hines will see what he can draw up to get a quick one here and cut this lead in half.
Yeah, I thought he might, but you know what? He probably said, "No, you know what? Not in the cards. We're not going to do this today."
Goaltender who is backing up Marc-Andre Fleury tonight, Philip Gustafsson, scored a goalie goal earlier this year. Became the 15th goalie in NHL history to pot one.
Was it Nedeljkovic that scored at every level?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, he's
got like a couple of AHL goals.
He had 2 in the AHL and 1 in the East Coast League.
And then he scored in the NHL a few weeks ago.
Yeah. 2:10 to play. Teams come back from their benches out of the timeout. 6-on-5 manpower advantage for the Wild. Faceoff will come to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Elias Lindholm will match up against Joel Eriksson Ek. Wild win the draw. Zuccarello from the near hash marks throws one toward the net. It was tipped by Johansson. Came back out in front. Rossi ridden into the toward the far wall by Lindholm. Bruins can't get it cleared. Zuccarello near circle, put a shot wide on the glove side. It ricochets all the way back down into the Wild zone. Marchand chasing deep against Faber. Trying to knock him off that puck. Boldy's played it off to the far side out into the neutral zone, and Zadorov with some players in offside just had to play it down the wall. Zuccarello now brings the Wild back. Dumps it in. Zadorov in the far corner. Minute 29 to go. Zacha and Zadorov both in there. 4 Wild players surrounding them, trying to get this puck loose. They do. Geekie couldn't tip it past pinching Faber.
Oh, that's a nice keep in by Faber.
Faber got down into the corner for Rossi. Threw one from a wide angle in toward Swayman. Now Faber in the near corner. Gives to Zuccarello with a shot. That's knocked away. Off the near wall. Pasternak trying to get it out. Faber kept it alive. Sent one toward the slot. Knocked back toward the near circle. Zuccarello. 56 to go. Zacha blocked a centering pass. We got a broken stick belonging to Carlo.
He's got a lefty.
Here's a drive. That's blocked. Geekie with a chance at the empty net. Scores! Morgan Geekie from his own blue line makes it 3-0.
Yeah, good battles by the Bruins, even after Carlo lost his stick. Zacha gave him his, so he's got a lefty. Carlo's, of course, a righty, but Geekie gets this puck. He's got a clean path to the net after the shot was blocked. The Faber shot was blocked, and he snaps this from his own blue line and goes top shelf.
Top left corner. 45.9 to go. Bruins now up 3-0. As the face-off won by Beecher at center ice. Tipped deep here by Brazo. Bruins are going to make it 2 in a row here on home ice against the team with the best record on the road in the league this year.
Well, that's 2 games in a row for Minnesota. That
there's Kastelik with a shot. Fleury back in there to make the save.
Well, something changes here. The two shutouts in a row. They won their first 3 games of this road trip. Get down here somewhere, but I mean, convincing fashion. The first 3 games, 11-3. Right.
As here's another shot in on Swayman, who cradles it, and the officials are going to let him drop it back into play and let the horn sound on a 3-0 shutout of the Minnesota Wild. 3rd of the year for Jeremy Swayman, who stopped 34 shots tonight, and the Bruins victorious here on home ice. We'll be back to recap it next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
With Cox Mobile, you're covered coast to coast, so you can call your friends anytime on that road trip from New York City to LA, even in, Franklin, Illinois.
Huh, what if I call from Franklin, Georgia?
Yep, covered.
Ooh, Franklin, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Franklin, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Nebraska,
all
Connecticut.
covered. Cox Mobile runs on the network with more nationwide coverage than T-Mobile and has call quality you can rely on. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox Internet required. Comparison based on percentage of area covered by T-Mobile as compared to Cox Mobile from FCC National Broadband Map of US as of 12/31/23. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance.
Go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this,
Thanks, Mom.
fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Patra, cross-ice pass, Frederick scored! Trent Frederick put it right under the bar, and the Bruins have a 2-0 lead. Bruins with a 3-0 win over the Minnesota Wild tonight. We're joined by one of the goal scorers, Trent Frederick. Freddie, congratulations on the win. You guys, it seemed like kind of built some momentum through the first period, but it was the second period before you got on the board. So what was the mindset after that first period, and how did you carry over that momentum?
Yeah, I think like you said, I thought we played our last 10 minutes of the first period great, and kind of followed that through. I thought we played pretty much a full 60. Maybe the first 10 minutes there, they come out strong, but other than that, I thought we played great.
Talk about your line a little bit, Freddie. Matty Patra, a couple more helpers here today. Oliver, I know he took some penalties, but it seemed like you guys were around the net in that offensive zone.
Yeah, I believe so too. I mean, I think just as a team, I think everyone was around the net, and I'd like to see Wally's shot go in there for him, but it's good to get the opportunities.
Joe Sacco's talked this week about treating these games like playoff games as you guys head toward the break after this weekend. Are you feeling that type of intensity?
Yeah, I think we played like that. I think that's something, again, we harped on today. This is game 2, and now we got game 3, and hopefully, we'll get a win tomorrow.
Yeah, quick turnaround. We'll see you on the plane.
All right, see you guys.
All right, thanks to Trent Frederick for joining us as the Bruins win it 3-0 over the Minnesota Wild. They've played here over the course of the last couple of home games 2 very solid games at both ends of the ice, I feel like.
Yeah, just more complete games. I mean, there's going to be surges, there's going to be pushes, there's going to be momentum swings throughout a game. But your goaltending was solid again here today with Swayman. But it was, I mean, I like the way they played today. You knew Minnesota came out strong. Minnesota got beat 6-0 the other day. Yeah. But still, their numbers, they're the only team with 20 wins on the road this season. They've got the best road record. They come out fast. They generally play with the lead. The Bruins didn't let them play with the lead here today. And, you get through the first period, okay. Last 10 minutes were better than the first 10 in the first period. And even the second period, Minnesota came out fairly well, and then Boston took over. And they completely took over until the very end of the period when they had those long shifts in the Bruins zone. But the Bruins took over. They scored 2 goals. They create power play because they had the puck in the offensive zone and just were relentless up the ice. And you want to see that from the Bruins. It's about team defense, but if you play good team defense, you can establish that forecheck more. And I thought that they were able to do that today and establish some chances up the ice for themselves. So, and it was a close game, and they defended well, and they played well in the third period. I mean, Swayman made a couple of big saves throughout the game, but the one on Boldy specifically in the second period. But, third period, he made the saves he should make. Sometimes if you get shots from the point and, you never know what's going to happen, if it's going to hit a body or hit a stick or whatever and find its way through. But for the most part, it was on the outside. There weren't a lot of point-blank chances where Swayman had to make fantastic saves in the third period while you're protecting a 2-goal lead. And protecting's maybe the wrong word. You want to play the right way. You want to play up the ice when you can, but you've got a 2-0 lead. So when you are in your own zone, you want to make sure that you're only giving up things from the outside.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's, overall.
Limit the grade A's.
Yeah, this, again, 2 very good games on home ice. Now they hit the road for.
This will be a tough one.
Tomorrow.
Rangers haven't played since Sunday. They beat Vegas. The Bruins just beat the Rangers here at the TD Garden, but they're waiting for them and a desperate team, and a team now that's had a couple days to kind of take a breather or take a breath, after the JT Miller trade and the blockbuster that the Rangers made. So this would be a real challenge here. The last 2 games are. I mean, you've assured yourself of 500 in these 4-game set that they talked about, but now you get a little greedy, right? Now you want points tomorrow and you want points on Saturday heading into the break.
This is the 7th back-to-back they've played this season. They're 5-0-1 in the second games of back-to-back so far this year. So hopefully history will repeat itself tomorrow night. Time now for tonight's Lexus Amazing Play of the Game. Lorai out of the far corner. He'll work it back toward the blue line. Over to Pasternak, who was looking for a one-timer instead. Settled it, and then dealt to Patra, who directed that one on goal. Pasternak moving through the high slot. Throws one in front. Score! Charlie McAvoy was in front and looked like he tipped it home, and the Bruins have a 1-0 lead. Charlie McAvoy's 7th goal of the season. Tonight's Lexus Amazing Play of the Game brought to you by the Lexus TX. Whether you're the passenger princess, a new set of twins, or even the family dog, everyone travels in luxurious comfort in the Lexus TX. We'll wrap things up from TD Garden coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Mangiapane centered up here. They score. Oh, what a play. Centered it down. Pops it home. It's 4-2 Washington.
Yeah, Capitals taking on the Florida Panthers here tonight. The final there would go to 6-3. Alex Ovechkin with an empty netter. With, 0.2 seconds to go, I was told? 0.2 seconds to go, Alex Ovechkin would add an empty netter in that game. 6-3 winners, Washington over Florida. Buffalo takes down Columbus 3-2 as Tampa Bay over the Ottawa Senators 4-3. 2-2 now in a shootout, Pittsburgh and New Jersey. Islanders lead Vegas in the third period by the score of 2-1. At the end of 2 periods, it's Edmonton 1 and St. Louis 0. Also at the end of 2, Winnipeg a 2-0 lead on Carolina. First period action, Calgary with a 1-0 lead over Toronto. 1-0 Flyers over the Utah Hockey Club. That's at the end of 1. 10 o'clock start has Colorado taking on the Vancouver Canucks, Seattle playing host to Detroit, and it'll be Dallas in Anaheim, and then Montreal visiting San Jose.
And the Bruins, a 3-0 win here on home ice over the Minnesota Wild tonight. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors initiative is sponsoring our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they donate another $100 to fight food insecurity. With 4 feeds tonight, that's another $400 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Follow along all season long at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Let's give you our 3 stars of the night, presented by Nissan. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Number 3 star of the night with a goal in back-to-back games, Charlie McAvoy. Lorai out of the far corner. He'll work it back toward the blue line. Over to Pasternak, who was looking for a one-timer, instead settled it, and then dealt to DePatra, who directed that one on goal. Pasternak moving through the high slot, throws one in front, score! Charlie McAvoy was in front and looked like he tipped it home, and the Bruins have a 1-0 lead. McAvoy's 7th goal of the season earns him 3rd star honors. The number 2 star with a pair of assists for the 2nd straight game.